Okay. Okay. So we need to put AA Ron in seat 5 because right now it says Lottie.
And William is in seat 1.
Evening, welcome to
Oh, okay.
TCH
Well, it says
Live. This is
William
our
and
Monday
Lottie. And
two-five
technically
game,
that's the same
$2,000
person.
and the starting stack and match the stack. As I told you guys in the chat, I do have a special guest.
Yeah,
It's
seat
right here
5.
next to me. You
Change
guys know
AA
him
Ron.
as
I appreciate it.
Optimized, but to me, he'll always be Blake. So welcome. Well, it's your first time commenting on the stream, isn't it?
Yeah, first time.
So we've seen you play a ton of streams in the last
Yeah. So
year,
it'll be like
something like that.
actually
All
we're
the way
doing them
from
every
2.5,
hour. So
1.3, and 5.10. Right, you play a
I'll
lot
do
of
two of
5.10
them.
streams as well. So
we'll start
glad
with
to
one,
have you. I
and then
can't
we'll
wait to
do
pick
one
your
at,
brain a little bit. Hopefully, I'll give me an advantage later on down the road when I start playing again. But we're thrilled to have you. And looking at this lineup right here, we've got some familiar faces. We have Anderson. Anderson's joining us, good friend of the stream. Lives in San Antonio, local pro down there. We have Aaron, I see. We have K-Dog. Is he going by K-Dog?
I think he is, yeah.
I think he's going by K-Dog. We also have Cam. Cam's recently off his huge success at the World Series of Poker. I believe he came in 32nd. I can only dream of something like that. That is awesome. I'm really excited to see him play as well. And I think he commentated last month or something like that. For you guys, if you guys missed that, let's see who else we have. We have Mr. Lottie. He's going to step out of the booth and he's going to play on the stream. He saw the lineup and said, "I got to be on there." And we will get to the rest of the players as we go through. There are a couple of players that I have not seen before, so I'm looking forward to that. It's always good to have some new blood mixed in. And we're off to a bomb pot. This is what we do every stream. We start off with a bomb pot. This is going to be 4-card PLO there's no pre-flop action, and it's a double board bomb pot. So any hand will do. It's really tough to put people on ranges on this. Do you have a particular strategy, Blake?
I think we're all good. No.
Well, don't get stacked.
Don't get stacked and play the nuts.
Yeah, play the nuts. You have to be extraordinarily tight in this game relative to standard hold'em. Bluffing is more or less out the window. There's maybe some select exceptions, but for the most part, this is a game where you're playing both boards and you're trying to have really strong hands on both boards, or at a minimum, the stone cold nuts on one in order to get involved.
Agreed. We do have our friend of the stream, Magic. He's played several streams in the past. I believe you played with him a few times as well. He's in seat 2.
All right. Seat 2 check, 3 check, 4 check, 5 check, 6 check, 7 check.
We don't see the hands yet, but I'm assuming we don't have a lot of strength here as we see it checking around.
Yep.
Both boards kind of mirror each other here. So let's see if we can get some hands read.
2 check, 3 check, 4 check, 5 check, 6 check.
Similar boards.
Anderson says, well, if nobody likes it, I'll take a stab at it. I expect him to have some sort of ace 2-pair hand here.
Hold up, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you were behind.
Number 9 is Robert. He is, I believe he's new to the stream. We do have Jeff in seat 8. He's played many a stream, done really well in the cash games here.
Commentated recently too.
And he did commentate with me about 6 weeks ago, and sometimes he goes by Gio, but I don't like that, so I always call him Jeff.
5-fold, 6-fold.
All right, we're 3 to the river here. It's a relatively small pot for a bomb pot. Nobody wants to get stacked early on a stream. All right, that's going to connect a lot of hands here. So, and these kind of boards right now really favor somebody who can also play his hand on both boards.
4 bet 100.
We're going to have a new player to the stream. Chris is going to lead out for a relatively smaller sizing here.
7
That
fold.
begs for a call.
8 fold. You enter.
I imagine we had a couple of flush draws, something like that, from the other two players. And he's going to actually take that pot down.
To the regular scheduled program.
Queen of spades.
I want to thank everybody in the chat for joining us. I really appreciate it. I've been off for a little while. Had some health issues going on. So I think I've been missed like 5 weeks or something like that. But I've been looking forward today, getting back on the stream, talking some poker with some friends and stuff like that. I'm thrilled to have Blake
Yeah.
here.
Well, welcome back, Dante. Man, we missed you. 5 weeks out is too long.
Yes, and I still haven't played poker yet, so.
Yeah. Well,
So-
hey, maybe after stream we can.
Well, I was gonna wait till next week. It's kind of what I told my wife, so I should be totally okay by then. But again, thrilled to be back, and I want to thank everybody for being in the stream. Looks like we have some of the regulars in the stream, so I want to thank you guys for jumping in with us, spending your Labor Day night. Hopefully everybody had a great Labor Day. I pretty much just watched YouTube videos all day.
Well, at least it was relaxing.
It's a live pin. Yes. 35. One race, 35.
So looks like we have a live 10. We typically will always have, a straddle here, and William's going to raise that up, and he's going to not see any resistance.
Straddle usually becomes mandatory in this game pretty fast. In fact, it looks like they've even changed the stakes at the bottom right. Oh, maybe it went back. I guess they just do that.
They'll pop it on when there's a
Confirm
straddle.
straddle. I see. Got it. Well, it's usually mandatory after
You'll continue if you want to keep
a few hands.
Let's see if AA Ron will put in the straddle here. I don't see him even at the table right now. Thank you, Kicker Problems. Glad to be back. Glad to be back. I noticed that we have a new table. I thought it was more of a Halloween theme. I didn't know. I thought those were pumpkins.
Yeah, massive improvement. The table looked okay in person, the kind of the previous whitewash look, but
It looked
this
fluorescent on the stream.
it looked a little odd on the screen, and so this one is pretty marked improvement.
It's really nice. All right, K-Dog is going to raise it. He's going to make a small raise to 20. I know when I say small raise, a lot of people that aren't in Texas, it is a 4x raise.
Yeah.
In Texas, you typically will see raises with 5 and 6 and 7x opening ranges here. So 4x is a little smaller than we'll normally see. K-Dog takes it down. So we played 3 hands so far. Nothing really eventful. People just filling the table out a little bit. So, Rena, how are you doing? It says bomb pot at dealer change. Are you answering that, or are you asking a question?
Yeah, I think both of us are going to put it on.
I think. Oh, I see. Yes, there is a bomb pot at dealer change. And if you come playing in Texas at TCH, there's actually when you play at a regular 2-5 or 1-2 or any game here, there's a bomb pot button too, so it's actually double the bomb pots.
Right, which gets pretty intense pretty fast. It's probably, 3 times as many bomb pots as we'll see here on stream.
And you'll get players saying, I don't like bomb pots, but the next question is, who's got the bomb pot button? So.
Right.
All right, Lottie picks up a nice hand here. Got a pocket pair. He's just going to call Jeff's raise. Would have liked to see a little raise there from him. Jeff might think about c-betting William because he knows that William's only going to call if he's got something. I don't want to see William raise here. He's going to raise. No, he just calls. Now he's got pretty much the nuts here, hoping his opponent has diamonds or something. I like Jeff's aggression here. The only thing is, he's got to figure out who's he playing against. And this is going to be a raise here. Looks like.
And I think.
Oh no, he's just a call. This is a lot of information for Jeff. He's probably going to shut this down on the river.
Right.
Being out of position here.
Trying to get over.
I had them all ready. I need this one by. I suck at this game.
Trying to figure out whether to try.
He's going to go for it. And this is where he's going to get raised. This is going to be a raise full.
8-bet.
Repping the overpair.
That's a
Lottie on
Mr.
like an 8 or something.
Mr. Lottie's just going to Hollywood this a little bit.
He's just praying he has an overpair that can call him. He's probably going to go pretty small, don't you think?
I think he's going to go big here.
You think?
I think he's going to go big, yeah.
All in.
How much does he have behind?
900. Well, this is obviously going to be a fold, but
Yeah, right. Try to get called by.
I think a small raise. If you look at the stack to watt ratio, it wasn't much more, so.
Right.
All right, button drive.
But I smashed.
After that
big old
second C bet on the river, I would have liked to see Jeff just to check it down. There was no way he was going to get it through there.
Gonna be a lot of
Yeah,
straddle for 10.
I mean, especially versus
5, 10.
Lottie.
Exactly.
He doesn't put it in speculatively very often. So when he calls you twice,
He went to school in Wisconsin.
I did.
Tell him.
Yeah, I
you
went
might
to
be in
W
trouble.
Madison.
And now you're out of position.
What
Yeah,
part?
time to let it go. But gotta respect the aggression, though. You know.
A lot of cherries out there.
Anderson is going to put in the double straddle.
Please put your cards on the dot before the action. Okay, I think we're good.
They're all getting a lesson in how to play on the stream.
Yeah, now we're good.
Have you
Okay,
played
raise
with
the 40.
seat 9 before?
Never seen him
never
before.
seen him either.
Is this Robert?
9 calls.
This is Robert.
Yeah, he. As far as I know,
1 fold.
is a guest or a visitor. I don't think he plays here very often.
3 call. 4 fold.
Oh, okay.
5 fold.
I just haven't seen him. I may
has
have
been
seen
around.
him.
He's in the system, so I stand corrected. I don't play with him regularly.
You know, Jeff does raise an early position. I think he was under the gun here effectively on the double straddle.
I mix it up sometimes on the first game, but yeah, I mean, still usually brisket, and then I get everything I got loaded up. Yeah.
That's good. I like it.
3 bids.
Yeah.
85.
The blonde peppers and stuff, like, so good.
And Cam is technically ahead at this
9
point.
fold.
He's bluffing with the best of it.
In the bowl for something. Kind of hard to eat.
In that situation, I think Jeff would have won that with the C bet.
Pretty smart.
Wow, look at you. And then just ball up the leftover.
So you played a lot of streams, almost once a week.
I'd say once a week.
Yeah,
on
once a
average,
week.
Yeah, I could probably get one of the two.
What is how would you characterize your poker style in relation to maybe some other players?
Well, certainly by reputation, I'm a tighter player. There's no doubt about it. Tried to open up recently. If you watched last Thursday, you certainly saw me open up quite a bit there. Yeah, for the most part, tight aggressive.
So you're a tag.
A tag, as they say. Yeah.
Well, I've seen you move up really fast in the States. Last year, 1-2, 1-3.
Yeah,
2-5.
last year I played a lot of hours. Really started at 1-2. I was a big loser at 1-2 for a while. Then I was a winner at 1-2, and then started trying the bigger stakes and did okay at 2-5, and now I'm taking my shots at 5-10 with middling success. That's the dragon I'm fighting at the moment. So.
Any poker advice, or is there one rule that you think about or that you live to that makes a successful poker player?
One raise, 475.
Well, the hardest thing about this game is
Yeah, I was like 13.
getting or having good feedback mechanisms, right? So you can make decisions that are bad and they have good results, and vice versa. You can make you can make good decisions that have bad results. So being able to actually gauge the quality of the decision is very difficult, and having friends or some people have coaches. Any way that you can consistently kind of consult with people about the decisions you're making and get good feedback. I think that's a really good tip starting out. If you go all in with pocket deuces, facing a 4-bet, and you 5-bet jam, and you flop a deuce, doesn't mean you made a good decision, right? You
just got lucky.
You just got lucky. So.
Live 20.
Show that stat. Show it.
All right, here we go. We're on to a hand. I love the suited connectors.
Six
So
fold,
Yep.
7 fold, 8 fold,
God, I
9 fold.
From the low jack.
makes it on the larger side here.
Oh, you always can.
Oh no, he just re-raised
Fold around.
William.
Well, that was a straddle, right?
That was a shot. Yeah, so 20. Oh, so he just 3x
Oh,
the triple straddle.
I guess that's you.
Well, no, I think he opened because Magic was between, so I think he just
Oh, okay.
he opened 3x.
Oh,
60.
Yeah.
Button drive. Okay, we got a live 10.
Seems like it's from that position either 3 or 4x. What people typically open.
No, it was just there for grad school, yeah. Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
probably
4 years
with
there.
Lottie and double straddle,
Place, man.
you can maybe go a little bit smaller,
Like, I grew up
which
in
is
the
probably why he
mountains, so
chose
it
that
was
size. I would speculate.
Same as here,
Um,
very
But
different.
out of position with that many players ahead, some players would choose
But,
a little larger size, 80.
I really like that. Yeah.
I like it because he was in position on Mr. Lottie there, and that's one thing that this year that I've really focused on is playing position, opening up my pre-flop ranges from about 50% under 50% on the button to like 5% under the gun.
Yeah, right.
Board race to 35, 5 fold, 6 fold,
Zero dippers.
Yeah.
7
Starting
fold,
off
8
strong.
call.
We have Doug in the chat, and I believe when he says "What up, Supernit," I believe he's talking to you.
1 fold.
Doug buys.
He really talked to both of us.
Hey, why don't you get up here, Doug? Let's play a little 2-5 after this screen.
Back to being part
Doug's a good guy.
You made it count when you got it.
Yeah, when I see him, it's hard to play 1-2 because he has all the red chips.
Yeah. That's the tournament line.
8 call.
flopping ace.
Wow. Okay, we got some decent hands here.
Before dinner break,
And we got 3 aces that are suited, so this ought to be somebody's going to hit this flop.
treading water.
And they all do, actually.
Yeah.
And we have the diamonds
Like half a bag
for
before
Jeff.
the puller happens.
Wow.
Yeah.
What was the buy-in on that?
That was a 1K.
For check.
That
Did they have a guarantee?
It's a very interesting. I think that's 2 pair for one player and a flush for another, right? If I'm seeing that correctly.
Right.
So you guys gonna play the main event at the bottom?
Jeff is doing cartwheels in his head, but he's very calm at this point.
The next 2 weekends or whatever.
I'll be playing with stuff before the main. The thing is, the main, like,
I think multi-way with Chris's hand. I think you just let this down, let this
Yeah,
go.
you probably got to let this go.
Yeah, I gotta go for work.
You don't really see Robert betting with worse here into 2 players.
Straight, man.
No.
Now I think Jeff should just call this.
Like, the main event or something, like the main.
You could go either way.
Going to Portland for work, but like I have not been able to do that.
No, if I could also do that, I wouldn't have to worry about dealing to y'all jabronis.
No kidding. No kidding.
Ace
Or if I could
blocker.
just, yeah, I'll settle for like winning the Win WPT in December.
The only bad thing is Gio, or Jeff, sorry, is first to act here.
There's only 5 people, and there's maybe a few more qualifiers now. I was one of the first 5 people in that tournament.
Now that one's going to be tough.
First set away.
Although, with how he's played this hand, I think there's a really good chance
It looks like those satellites
he'll see a bet here.
are 10-person satellite. 2
8 check,
seats are provided.
9 bet 300.
Wow, his Jeff's check got a bet, and it's a smaller bet.
I'll go there, Gil. I don't know anything about those satellites.
Now he's going to do the.
But I think this is just a jam here. It's 1,200 behind. It's a little more 1-to-1 here, SPR, but you can't raise him to 700 and leave 500. That looks too suspicious.
Right. Yeah, it smells a little too value-y.
All in.
Yeah, tournament buy-in chips.
I like it. I like it. Took the appropriate amount of time.
Yeah.
But is it ever a bluff here, or is it worse
Well,
2
you could,
pair?
have, you could have the ace of
Showdown.
diamonds.
10K in tournament buy-in chips.
Pair aces. 2 pair, ace jack.
Wow.
Yeah, he calls pretty
I'm
quick.
sorry. I'm sorry. Diamond flush. I apologize.
Like I said, I haven't seen
Diamond
Robert
flush.
around very much, so he may not have played with Jeff a whole lot to have kind of a feel on his play. I would say Jeff, by reputation, is probably akin to me in the sense that a little bit tighter.
1185.
I think I would pretty deeply contemplate folding there if I were Robert.
I think that just call on the turn really got him paid there.
Yeah, absolutely.
If he raises, it goes check, check, or bet fold.
6, 7, 8, 9,
What place did you want to get?
10,
I was one of the
11,
5 qualifiers.
Oh, okay.
85.
They gave out 5 seats. How the hell does that satellite go away?
I think you can get away from 2 pair there when he jams. He loses to every set. Obviously, every flush.
Mimi was at my table, and he's asking me
That
how
was
I
a
heard
tough
about
one.
it because why else would he ask that?
There you go, sir.
I know, I don't see Anderson with his $2 bills. Let me fire off a text here.
All right.
Although I don't think he can have his phone at the table. But
So
Buddy's right.
I'm gonna build a trip around that, but I don't know how much I'm gonna do. Like probably at least the prime
Buddy's
weekend
right.
before, and the mystery bounty the weekend after if I'm not still in. Maybe I go a bit earlier. It's like they got a couple of horses in there. I gotta think.
He's gonna add on 1,500. Only have 12 in the well. So I'm gonna give him 12.
First bracelet event I played this year.
You can get a fill and checks on live stream.
I got 20 in place.
I'm gonna give you 1,200, and then she's gonna bet how many?
VPIP's not very meaningful yet. Only 8 hands played. But as the night goes on, those will be progressively more interesting to watch.
It was like 4,800.
You got that, Chris? 1,500 behind.
So, like, born and
we don't
raised
have any
in
real
Wisconsin or what?
aggressive players.
Okay, so you're.
Say
you ever play,
K-Dog can be.
fucking
And then
Ho
every
Chunk?
single
that's an
in
interesting,
Madison?
that's an interesting mention.
Okay.
I want.
I've seen him on the stream.
You've seen some
Yeah.
wild stuff.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes, and everybody
Dude,
thinks he's a
like,
player.
they had these janky little electronic poker tables. So we were like basically playing like online poker, but seated around a
Stereotype
table with each other. It was
Light
really
hands.
weird.
at the table.
Yeah, it was
Older white
pretty
man like
wild.
that
It
would
was
be
fun.
pretty tight. But maybe I need to go back and watch the streams.
Maybe.
7,
Anderson, he can.
Either it was that
I mean,
or
he
they were
bluffs,
just,
right?
Yeah,
So
he does
can,
bluff.
actually like have dealers.
His is
Nine
more,
races,
you know,
35.
exploitive on the, you know,
It was
on
probably
who he's playing against.
1 fold.
Right.
2 fold.
Absolutely. So
Aaron is the same
throw
way
chips
as
around.
well.
Yeah, Aaron as well. Both very strong players.
yeah, no.
Heads up.
I know the one in Madison closed down.
Yeah, so Magic's going to call with his inferior jack here.
Their other one.
Got 2 hearts. I don't think anybody has 2 hearts. Magic does have the only heart.
Like $500,000 in my chips after that.
9 bet 40.
He ran red hot against me. And there's like 20 games that you can choose from that.
What years were you there?
All right, 2 fold.
2010 to
Hello, Mr. Harless. How are you doing this evening? Happy Labor Day to you, sir.
Like leave me a little 5-10 limit going here sometimes.
So we have a question for Optimize, and I could probably answer this for him. Ragnar wants to know if you ever play tournaments. Would your style do well in tournaments?
No, I've never played a single poker tournament aside from among friends, which is that doesn't count. So the answer is no. Never even tried it.
Hopefully they'll get this
But a
changed
couple
now.
times I've been playing 2-5 around here, and the overlay on some tournaments pretty massive, and I go, man, I really should jump in that, but just never have done it. I might try at some point.
Yeah, I'm not much of a tournament player myself.
Okay, that might be it. Yeah, 'cause I'm down.
I've dinked a couple of big ones, but that's just total luck. I am not a tournament player. Anderson's in the chat, and hey y'all, thanks for watching. I did text him about why no more. I've played with him a couple times. I haven't seen him at the dollar bills or the $2 bills he normally would have behind me.
I guess it's possible to tape it.
Oh, thank you. Yes, I was just informed that the banks are closed today. Maybe he didn't get a
All
chance
right,
to
we're gonna
go.
have a live tournament.
Still early. We typically play between 80 to 100 hands. It's kind of a good gauge there.
Yes.
100's a little
A little on the high side.
Yeah, it's a little on the high side. It's typically more.
We had one stream we got to 100, and, almost 120. That was phenomenal. But
Everybody's
for the
good.
most part, it's
5 fold.
It typically means
that
less
much.
action because we're just blowing through these.
7 races.
right,
60.
right, exactly.
Oh, Anderson wakes up with
9 call.
best hand ever. He raises 60. I like the sizing there. He's not going to get anybody to call, I don't think.
Behind or better players. So it's like, okay, I'm not calling behind
4 fold.
which I probably
Yikes.
wasn't.
Oh, he did get a call.
Oh, one caller.
King 5.
King 5 suited on the button.
Sometimes I'll pull a spectacle. If I have
And
a
now
player at the
he is
Well.
overpowered.
Yes.
Check 9
Of course, we all like to check there.
There was,
check.
there was one last year where the guy clearly did not know the
So now he does have outs. He could get a
Start betting.
10, right?
Chooses about half pot.
showdown, and then
That's all he could.
Probably a good,
you should do that because
good size to get called by something like what
9 call.
Robert has.
the guy had a full house.
We get a rivered 5. We're going to see some fireworks. Wow.
So
Wow.
How do you just call that? I like to see an overbet here.
Well,
No,
it's
he's
hard
gonna
to know
go
what
small.
It's hard to know what his opponent has. I think
Yeah.
now, obviously, Robert's going to go for the raise, and this is probably going to get bloody.
Robert's probably targeting an ace here. I'm sorry. I love the Hollywooding.
Look at Anderson.
Look
What's
at-
going?
He's-
How do I
He
make
looks
this
so.
What do I do? I don't know. This is the. This is
If he could just throw his hands up a little bit.
there's one guy who went all blasty with it.
So he raises it to 400. Not a big raise. And really, obviously, all Anderson is thinking about is how do I extract more chips. Do I go large? Do I go small? I'd probably tend to go on the smaller side.
certainly.
At a previous deal. And the guy ended
He's
up
got what? He's got 1.6 behind, and I don't know.
All in.
One of those.
Yeah, that's probably what I would have done. He's like, Robert's like, am I really this unlucky? He had 2 pair, got stacked. Now he's got trips on the river. Facing a 3-bet.
It's a big
Wow.
raise.
Yeah,
It's
but
over
this is
pot
just
size.
so strong.
Really is polarizing, right? So now Robert knows he doesn't have ace jack, ace 10.
Yeah, I mean, but he's got to truly rule those out. He's got to rule out ace queen completely, right? Which,
Yeah, you're not
you know,
gonna-
if you flop ace, if you have ace queen and you get a call on the button and you flop ace queen 5, you know, you might slow play. You might check that on the flop, so it's believable he could have that. Obviously, he'd start betting turn just like he did. He bet river, but then would you jam over the top facing?
I think he can find a fold here.
Are you a Broncos fan? I'm a Jaguars fan, and we're going to be terrible forever.
I mean, no, not forever.
Well, I mean,
KJ
I like
in
the
the
Duck
box
Beavers
dealing,
comp.
and he's letting us
because,
all know
like,
he's a Jaguars fan.
it's better than like literally every other coach.
Yeah, this is
probably not going to
Robert can get away from this. I mean,
Yeah.
this is going to be
Big
stacked twice already in the first half hour.
Improvement over
I don't know.
Irvine.
This one's really
What do you guys
hard.
think, chat? Would you fold this? I know it looks pretty, and he was probably excited to see that 5 come, but
Aaron Donald is alleged.
nice fold.
Yeah, good
Yeah, he just
discipline.
thought it
Good
through, like,
discipline.
what's he going to actually do here?
You're running into some spots already.
Literal all-time great.
Number 10?
Really good discipline. I like Anderson's bet though. Obviously, he contemplated it for a long time, so he could have gotten paid with even a hand like that. But some of the time, maybe he even has
King 10?
The Vegas strip and then the Celtic strip, I just
some sort of slow played full house of his own, maybe, which is obviously going to pay him off.
because I went good
I don't know. I think that's a jam. I like that.
A double strike.
After playing so poorly, Jeff is our leader in winning so far. I'm kidding, Jeff.
We're all good. 6 fold, 7 fold.
Jeff's waking up with some hands early on.
Bill started it. I better put a 20 out there.
One fold.
Always love to see ace-10 suited.
Two fold.
He's in late position as well, so he's going to go up to pump it up to 80 here against Aaron's.
That's not allowed.
Is his raise with queen 10
Any
suited.
bad nature. Call.
Aaron is going. is going to call. His suited.
Yeah,
Cards
I
as
think the
well.
Jacks have more playoff
He is
wins
out of
than the
position.
Cowboys of the last 20 years. That's insane.
There's always, well,
It's 3 of hearts.
I don't think
9 of
what you guys
diamonds,
see
7
is
of diamonds.
what's on the board.
Okay, cool. And it went check, check.
There it goes. Okay. So Aaron's got a flush draw. Now he's got the flush.
Bet 105. It's a stage.
There you have it. He'll take it down with the flush. Those two players have played together a lot. So, and what makes it more challenging is Aaron can do that with any two cards if his opponent shows weakness. So
Absolutely.
sometimes ace high is good there, but not often.
Without putting it out there.
Let's give him a good squeeze hand so he regrets this.
There you go.
Give him like ace jack love suit.
Straddle is on. K-Dog under the gun. Let's take a look at his under the gun range. He's just going to limp it.
7 fold.
I don't think K-Dog figures out his ranges by position yet.
Four-man
Okay, well, you know
Nine
what?
call.
straddle.
You know what? Just calling there under the gun with pocket fives, intent to limp call. That's fine.
2 call.
Easy to get away
Those
with.
small pocket pairs, you know. I think the
just-
book says you're supposed to fold them, but you know, you can limp call as long as your limp. I would argue as long as your limp range includes some limp back raises, which you know you've got to have those if you're gonna
6 players.
It
telegraph.
looks like he's technically ahead right now before the flop. I can see him get this pot. Well, he's certainly not going to like that flop.
Nope.
We do have Aaron with third pair effectively, and Magic has an up and down straight draw.
2 check.
And we don't know what Robert has.
3 check. 4 check. 5 check.
And Chris, oh no, Aaron also has a heart in his hand, and
Maybe you could
we're going to play this cautious.
Yep.
3 check.
Well, I think Magic has the best hand.
6 bet 50. 9 fold. 2 fold. 3 fold. 4 fold.
Y'all just get out of my hand.
Really think Magic should have called this. It's going to make him really vulnerable, easy to bluff later on.
This is an interesting hand to choose to bluff.
Under the gun bluff.
Well, I mean, you have some showdown value, right? But obviously, you're not getting called by
Worse.
worse, right? So,
Being high.
it's an interesting one. I guess you're just.
What do we know?
Hey, Ron's like,
Yeah, K-Dog got two of the better hands to fold. So I guess he knows. He's really playing that exploitive style right now.
What it could have been. He double straddled. He did win without double straddling. Though. That's very disappointing to me.
And now he's getting a lesson in poker etiquette from A-Rock.
He might have. Yeah.
haven't really sensed the general disinterest in the run out by everyone at the table there, and took it down.
Okay, we're gonna have a live 10. Live 10.
Give a couple of shout outs to people on the chat here. Skullbone, Rena, Frank. Nice to see you in there. Yeah, I know we saw Poker Monkey as well. Profian, I probably didn't say that.
All right, Lottie's got ace queen off.
35.
40 ounces to freedom. I like that name. All right. Nothing scares me more on a poker table than when Lottie raises.
I'd say that's a pretty good rule of thumb.
I mean, I have 3% of my hands. Pocket tens in the mug, so.
Magic's got a fun hand. Let's see what happens. They both miss.
Check.
My trash can connected to that trash.
Bet 20.
Has such a short-term memory.
William elects not to c-bet that. He's just going to call Magic's bet.
See if Magic can keep it up.
Check.
He picked up
That's a
some
decent
outs here.
barreling card, I guess.
So he's probably looking for a 6.
There we go.
I think this bet will work.
Doubled up. Then went back to me and caught that.
He's got back.
Oh, nice call.
Heads up.
Interesting.
That's going to help Lottie.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Magic's going to have to fire.
500. Oh no, he said 200. Got it. This would be a crazy call. Can he do this?
I wouldn't think so.
Oh, showdown.
Wow. Wow, nice call, Mr. Lottie.
Ace high.
Look at him. He's got that. Wow. I did not expect that.
Did you see the way he looked around the
I know.
table?
You know how much game tape I have on the wall?
Wow.
Do you think I
You
slave
know,
over hot moves
you know,
for
when
nothing?
you play as tight as Lottie does, you have to just take a freaking stand sometimes, and that's what he did because he knows. Everyone knows how tight he is, so they're gonna try stuff like Magic just tried. So every now and then, you gotta make him show it.
Yeah, that lets the rest of the table know that I cannot be bluffed all the time here. I will call down with only ace high. All right, taking a look at the earnings. Jeff, William after that last hand, and Anderson are all up, and so is K-Dog with those pocket fives. He was able to get through multi-way.
More like way
When I say multi-way, I mean 4 other players.
Yeah.
You had a 5? Yeah.
All right, let's see here. V-Pip. Jeff's playing a lot of hands, but Robert is our leader at 41%, and William doubling the Lottie line at 33. I know it's early, but he is getting involved, so good to see that as well.
I predict a decrease in that metric for Lottie as the night goes on.
I
We'll see. When does this become meaningful? About
can
50
Lottie
hands?
stay? We'll look at 50 hands from now.
Okay.
At 50 hands, can he be at 30%?
Yeah.
So the odds are like 1 to 4.
Oh, I'd say
You said more
worse
than
than that. I'd say, yeah, one to 6.
All right.
I'd even give you 2 to 1 that he's below 20.
All right, we'll do $5.
Deal.
He has to be under
right.
20.
Has to be under 20. I'm giving you 2 to 1.
All right.
You're giving me 2 to 1.
Whatever you need. Come on, Lottie,
Wow.
play some hands.
Yeah. We need him
Aaron
to
wakes
get
up with a
involved.
nice hand. But 8-9 looks so good.
Pretty
You can't-
fantastic fend here. In position. Wow. Flops the
Wow.
over-under.
Cameron wants
Has
Aaron to have a set.
Spoiler. Diamondbacks and the
Cameron's not going anywhere.
That.
Aaron's got a bet here, and I would think it's pretty large. That board is pretty connected.
The back of our
Couple draws out there, so he might go pot size.
Or the Mets might be doing Mets things at the back.
Is that just a $200 bet? He bets 200. So 60%,
We'll see.
70%
Hopefully
pot.
not. I hope they don't. I like this Mets team.
I'd say a pure call.
Yeah, he's going to call. If he had spades, I could see a raise here, but
They don't.
just one draw.
we have 3 chances to have
Queen would be devastating.
And then they go to Oakland and get swept.
Yeah, you actually have like a 3 or 4
3 of hearts.
No, 6. No, I'm
Oh,
talking,
is that-
I'm talking, oh, yeah.
Okay.
I'm talking
reminding everybody that they don't
I mean, Reds look good.
Check.
Yep.
Reds look
yeah, real
Check there.
Braves.
A lot of the time is pretty normal.
They're pitching.
I just don't know.
Now
I
let's see if Cam will choose this moment. Nope, he's just going to see the free card.
So Aaron's going to check this.
And another blank.
Do those guys even give the Mets a chance to beat themselves? Like, those guys are so good.
The Mets have the best chance to not beat themselves.
With how Camp's played this, I expect this to just go bet fold, don't you, Dante?
Yeah, I mean,
And the MLB was probably
Cameron does have a lot of 2 pairs here, Jack 10, but he would have found out if he had 2 pairs on the turn and maybe even the flop.
You're a Mets fan?
So I think Aaron is going to look for some value here. It's going to be less than half size. Really targeting a Jack or a 10. So at $250 to $300 range, maybe. Oh, he goes a little larger. Size.
Yeah, but 17 there's an asterisk. Let's,
I guess
let's think about that
A-Rod
again.
figures if you have a Jack,
You're going to call that.
you're going to have to call that,
Almost.
right, with how it went down.
I was like, fuck, he's either just got absolute nothing or a little showdown.
Blasted away.
Wow. The disrespect Cam showed him. Calling him a 9 high. Sure, Aaron's thinking that. All right, we're off to the next. Straddles in. Anderson will not be, already had his best hand of the night.
10, 9 fold.
The check on the flop is really good.
All right, cool. You good?
The club board.
Okay, done.
Interesting. RF 5%.
9 fold.
He dubbed me K-Dog.
1 fold.
And you'll notice
Two
on your
races,
screen,
35,
like under
3
your
fold,
name, the position of your name,
4
it'll
fold,
change from red to gray when
5
it
fold.
scans.
I thought you had like 2 pairs.
6 fold. 7 fold.
Sure, you should be boring
Hey, watch
7
this.
tonight. I said I can show by K-Dog. Oh, that's
I had aces. Aces. You had aces for it.
8 fold.
A 5. Oh, yeah. 10 trips.
That's like Magic's first RFI. 0% in the stats we saw just before the hand. So there you go, taking it down.
Yeah. I think the 5 and King 10 are kind of the same thing.
If anybody wants to play this stream, either on Monday or Thursday, there will be a link in the chat that kind of comes up every so often. Please just click that out and fill out the little questionnaire or form, and let's get you on the stream.
Clickbait.
Will,
I'm working on it, there we go.
Chris.
So we got Poker Boss in the chats asking how long this stream's been going for. We started it at 6 o'clock. The stream's actually started at 5:45, but we are 15 minutes behind the action.
5 races, 35.
And we'll go until 10, right?
We are going till 10 o'clock. I'm looking for
Look at
100
that. A-Ron,
hands.
same hand. Different suit.
Oh, Roberts picks up jacks. Seat 9.
Anderson's,
He's just running into it tonight so far.
yeah. Anderson's
And
probably
Anderson's-
gonna get away because I predict a 4-bet incoming.
Four bet is really telling. It's really just 4 hands. For
Yeah.
me. For me, it's really just 4 hands, right? Your aces, kings, or queens, or ace king.
Well, you know, at this stack depth, especially.
Yeah, I mean that's it. There's a
Hard to put in a quarter of your stack without something pretty good.
with that information, Robert's only hoping Aaron has ace king. So that's 1 out of 3 hands.
All in.
And we're seeing a jam.
So he's really banking on
This
that
is
ace
the
king.
one hand that might. Nope.
No, you don't want to show and then
Oh, this is
Snap call. That's interesting.
you pick.
2 times.
How much did Aaron have, or how much did Robert have behind?
Well, he bought in for 1,500, I believe.
Oh, okay. Okay, well that
Yeah.
explains it. Yeah, so he couldn't. He couldn't pull there.
King. 10 of spades.
I'm glad that wasn't a
Well,
pick.
just glad it's not jack.
Up. Running it twice. Looks to be clean. 1 card to come.
We're pausing for maximum pain here.
Right, right.
For both players, right? Everyone wants to get this over with. He wants to double up.
5 of diamonds.
It's slow roll of the century. No.
KJ wants to make sure, our dealer wants to make sure he sees the card first.
Right.
Wow, that's
All right,
three.
scooper.
That's 3 times Robert has been felted.
I feel like you need a bigger.
I mean, for me, I don't mind all in with jacks.
Bigger hat
I mean,
too.
Ace King is certainly in play there in his range,
It's all good.
Aaron's range, but
Kevin needs like a
I think you just have to stop and ask yourself, what is he 4-betting with?
Well, the way he snapped off with queens there, with what he had behind, he would have snapped off with ace king too, right?
He would have, yeah.
So
But
the
there's
question is, is he for it?
I wasn't gonna.
1 out of 3 times he is. He is.
I
So.
wasn't gonna.
Yeah, I think the jam there was probably
I
more
don't know if
related
he had it
to,
covered, so I just gave him a money.
well, if I put this much in, I'm just not going to get away from this hand.
Yeah.
So I might as well stick it in now. You can't call the 400 if you only have 1,500 in your whole stack.
How much
He
you
was
want,
gonna
then you
do
count
it for 100, and then we somehow gave it to him for
Find out.
And I'm like, in 1 minute, 60 push-ups.
Yeah. You started the hand with
That's
like
all, that's,
because we did the math.
All right, cool.
So he did like a show me.
Is
which was all the way down
He
to
started out strong, and they're around like 15.
is Robert rebuying?
Started to break, and he was doing like the worm. He was doing the worm by the end.
There is a lot of poker left for Robert to kind of get back into this.
well, I remember
That's tough to come back from. Felt it 3 different times.
All right, we're at a 900.
I don't think I could.
No, it was just felted twice, right?
I gave you
He
100.
felted
I gave you 100.
to Anderson. Did he get felted 3 times?
I mean, that was.
By the end, it was like.
Just twice.
Twice.
He
Okay,
ended
I
up making that
apologize.
fight
Yeah.
versus-
and he was impressive as hell, though. I mean,
To be fair, he gave a lot of that money back.
He's had some tough spots.
I don't think he gave it to me.
Oh yeah, I got my own.
Oh, you got yours.
Still on live stream, please.
No, I gave away all my winnings to that one.
Jeff had that ace 10, and he had 2 pair, and
Stubborn, dumb.
Jeff's broke in it the whole time. He feels so safe putting in that 3rd bet with 2 pair, even though there's a flush on the board, and then when he jams, man, imagine that.
Cameron's adding
You
on
can
5
feel it. He's had some tough spots.
Bucks.
What it sounded like.
See how it felt.
All right, we'll go to Chris.
Said I had both.
Then we'll go to Anderson.
I said I had both of them.
All right, cool. Live 10. 2 call. 3 fold.
A lot of Aaron fans on here, congratulating him on that hand.
5 raises 75. 6 fold.
He's got another premium hand.
7 fold. Jack of spades in the
A
month.
couple of those diamonds went out.
9 fold.
Doesn't look like he's going to get action with those.
1 fold. 4 fold.
Who folded pocket deuces?
Magic did, C2.
What position is he in? That's interesting.
Oh, I appreciate it.
He's stacking chips over here. Totally forgot. Didn't pay this man.
Okay, let me give me 500.
500.
I'll grab that from the cage.
Oh, do you remember Anderson when he used to wear the suits?
Yeah,
This is casual day, I guess.
yeah. Well, and still looking spiffy even on casual day with his button down.
I know this Thursday, I believe it's this Thursday, we do have a special game for Anderson. And he's invited all his friends to come play out. I think it's going to be 2-5. And so just so you know, I was
Where
invited.
did it? It showed that he were.
But I won't be playing this week, so.
Yeah, it shows him that it
I didn't get the memo, man. So
Yeah, that was happening.
I guess I gotta buddy up.
You
with
could
Anderson
ask
a
him.
little more.
You can take my seat.
It's a live straddle for 10.
No, my son has a baseball game, so I can't play Thursday.
6 call. 7.
Anybody want some beverage?
What do they have besides Ultra?
8 call.
No, thank you.
9 call.
All right. Robert's going to splash around with 9-6 off.
Hey, Aaron, can you grab me a
And
Dose?
check.
Yeah.
We got 4 players.
This
Well,
is,
calling there from the small blind, you know,
yeah, I mean, yeah, no one showed any interest really, so he's going to flop the best of it here, it looks like.
Check. 6 bet. 25. 8 fold. 9 call. 2 fold. Heads up. Up 9.
Robert is going to call with his second pair, and then
Now he's got 2
now
pairs.
he's got 2 pairs, so this is going to, there's going to be more money that goes in here.
I apologize. Kato does have a flush draw, so
Flush draw.
he needs
bet,
to
6.
check raise this. His hand
Yeah.
is incredibly vulnerable right now.
9 raise. 175.
Yep.
KJ
Now,
he pulled back his hand. He's like, oh, it's a raise.
115.
It's a bit of a small raise here.
445, yeah.
Yeah,
he's
it's
gotta
a really
put it
small
in.
raise, and that's really just going to invite. He's just building the pot at this point. He wants that call. So a
Let's
9 of
find out.
hearts would be fun.
Nope.
Now this is not a good card for for Robert as he gets counterfeited.
Yep. Robert's hating it, but
He loses
Let's
to any
Check.
9 almost.
it's going to be hard for K-Dog to know he can bluff. Right, Robert's probably just going to check behind.
Showdown. 2 pair. Aces.
Well, I'm happy for Robert.
There you go.
That was me clapping for him. It's good to see him drag a pot here.
The table's saying the same thing.
Yeah, it's probably the worst card ever.
Poker gods are having some fun.
Jeff said the poker gods are having some fun.
Sharing his religious beliefs here. I like Jeff. He's fun to play with. So when you're playing, I mean, obviously everybody here is here to make money for the most part, right? So, but how important is to you the social aspect of the game?
And ironically,
Well, I mean, I certainly enjoy it. I really do. You know, I've played here predominantly for a couple of years, so you know, when I come in here, I know I'd say a majority of the players that you know, any 2-5 I'm going to sit down at, which is cool for a couple of reasons. The social elements there, you get to know these people and learn about their lives and keep up with them, and you know, do things outside of poker. But also, it introduces some really cool kind of meta game to the poker play, right? Because all of a sudden, you know, hey, Dante thinks I'm a super nit, so now
I do.
I'm going to show up with you know, my 9-6 offsuit.
And you do.
Spot, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of the cool meta that you get to play when you play with the same players over and over again and get to know them. You know.
Oh, we have a big hand here. We have he had aces earlier. Now he's got kings. Yeah, Aaron can't call that. Not against Anderson out of position. So yeah, so that's good. Yeah, I enjoy the social aspect a lot myself too. It's a lot different than when you go to Vegas. You don't really get that social.
No, not at all.
Yeah, so
Playing with
it's,
a bunch of strangers.
and then you raise to $10, $15, everybody folds.
Right. Yeah. Way tighter game.
Yeah, so
Way serious. Way tighter.
I vaguely remember.
Texas poker is unique and special.
No, it was an underground game.
did you hear about this cruise that we're having here? I think it's next April.
You know, I'm trying to talk my wife into either letting me go or coming with me and making that happen. I want to go.
I think we're going to go too. I know we have a cruise planned in May, so that'll be a little tough. And we have a couple of reasons already mapped out here.
6
Yeah.
raise to 15.
So that cruise ought to be a lot of fun.
it was an unbreaked game. It was a 5-10.
One of
Up
the,
in March, right?
yeah, it's in March or April. I can't remember. We do have one of our locals going, Mr. Tillman. His birthday is in October, and we're all going to Vegas.
Oh, okay.
Just to celebrate his birthday, and so I'm looking forward to that as well. K-Dog
You guys staying at the Venetian?
65.
No, because my wife is there for work, so we're going to stay at a Marriott so we get the points.
Oh, okay. Someone was telling me last time we were playing together that I think he has a
He did.
at the Venetian.
He has a hookup
so-
at the Venetian. Everybody else is staying at the Venetian.
Gotcha.
So, oh, did we have pocket fours? I believe we did. K-Dog, he basically min raises it to 15.
8 check.
Sadly, Jeff has
Get a
virtually
queen out there
nothing.
would be fun. Oh, or top pair.
Yep, he's not going anywhere this street.
And there's 2 flush draws, so I expect Jeff to bet or raise this. He doesn't want to get drawn out here.
K-Dog goes small, rightfully.
He's just drawing dead right now, but he can't know that. He's got to think that's a good card for him.
Raise.
Yeah, that's what I thought he would do is raise. He's going to find out where he is right now. Just curious to see what K-Dog does here. Yeah, the unfortunate thing, there are 2 flushes out there and combo draws. Very connected board, so K-Dog's going to have to re-raise this. He just want to get drawn out here.
Absolutely.
Raise. 450.
Yep.
Unfortunately, Jeff does not have a draw at all.
Mostly carbon.
Yeah.
I've got the entire package.
Yeah, he can't. He can't.
Weller,
Can't call
Two-pair
this.
draw.
Lance Clay.
0%.
Mostly 4 roses. What's your favorite? Oh man.
He said,
So there's
really?
I've seen him say that a lot.
Gifted horse. It's a 2-year and 17.
I predict a fold. Fold incoming.
Rough, smoky part of a 2, but like the smoothness of a 17. So I guess some employee was trying to mix 2 and 12.
Oh.
And he does. Makes a great lay down. Well, not a great lay down. That was.
Yeah, that's
That's a good lay down. Poker Monkey says the cruise is in March. It's March 22nd to April 2nd, something like that. So
$10 scam. That's a card.
probably do that. I am going to.
Are you ready for a vacation that will make all your poker buddies jealous? Set sail with Texas Card House for 7 days of sun, fun, and poker on March 26th to April 2nd, 2023. Sailing out of Galveston, Texas, the Royal Caribbean Allure of the Seas is one of the most awarded ships in the world. As you sail for 7 days with Texas Card House with stops in Roatan, Costa Maya, and Cozumel. Sun, fun, and oh yeah, non-stop poker. Texas Card House is bringing their world-class staff on board for 7 days of cash games, tournaments, and no matter your skill level, we've got games for you. Texas Card House Poker Cruise, Royal Caribbean, Allure of the Seas. Cabins are going fast. Don't get left in port and miss the vacation of a lifetime. For full details, visit TexasCardHouse.com.
Yeah, plastic chip.
That was right on cue. Thank you, David, for that. So March 26th is the cruise. And Allure, that is, in the, I think, the Oasis class or Quantum class. And that's one of the largest cruise ships in the world. I think it's like 225 tons. I do cruise a lot. We haven't been on that one. But I have been to those 2 ports. We are in a bomb pot here.
See 3 check.
And I see only
4 check.
Cameron's hand.
5 check. 6 check. 7 check.
Yeah, Rebecca Creek is good too.
8 bet.
So I do see queens. K-Dog does flop
8 bet to
a
90.
set that's incredibly vulnerable to a combo draw here.
9 calls.
I do a poor job at reading these bomb pots because they come so fast.
A
But
lot of cards. Yeah,
see if
well,
there's
we have
2
nuts
diamonds.
and nuts, it looks like. Queens and jacks.
4 fold. 5 fold.
yeah, Aaron does have a flush draw on the bottom, but it's not a good flush draw. So
I like really smoky stuff.
K-Dog does have,
And
he blocks some of his outs compared to a full house with a 9
I like
there.
Lefroy, but I was talking to the guy over at Total Wine, and he pointed me.
Okay, pretty safe for K-Dog right now.
Monster.
Yeah, that's
Have
going
you
to
had
slow
that?
down the jacks a lot.
Yeah,
more.
5, 6, 7. I mean, that's just in a bomb pot. You just have to assume somebody has it.
Yeah,
I've got a
absolutely.
couple McAllens, but no, I
Check.
try to stay away from anything.
Well, we do have
inside like that.
3 players in. I apologize. Oh, Jeff has the 7s.
It's got a
9 bet. 100.
Yeah,
Plus,
a really cool label.
He does have
no, I can't do
a
that.
straight draw,
Yeah, that one's
technically.
pretty good.
I think an 8 gives him a straight.
Talisker puts out some good smoky ones.
Oh yeah.
K-Dog just calls here. I guess he knows,
Super rough.
Yeah.
you know, in order to make any money, it's critical to keep that 3rd player in the pot.
my mentor.
And
I
that's
totally
probably
agree.
more
I
important.
I think
more
that's the
important
biggest
than
mistake
trying
of
to blow
people.
the other guy off, right?
I said, okay, let's just run
That is a
challenge,
big
see what
mistake,
happens.
I would say, that people
They
make.
gave me
Is
a 12-year and a 15, 18, 25,
loading the pot too
30,
quick with the nuts
and pull out
on
a
one.
63-year. It's like a crystal bottle out of the bottom.
Okay, so now 10 Jack does get there on the bottom for the effective nuts.
Started over. Oh, yeah.
K-Dog cannot be pleased with that. He's probably in just calling mode here.
Yeah, but there's like a gallon
Everybody's
of it on
got
the
a little
planet,
showdown value.
so, yeah, you gotta enjoy it.
Yeah. I think I've never
For a bet here, I'd be
How cool is that?
Set of queens on the bottom. On the top, he has queens. Set of jacks on top. Set of queens on bottom. It's gonna be.
Yeah, I mean
That's 2
that's
in a row.
pretty standard. Yeah, and only
Smiling
Jeff was the loser there.
Yeah, only Jeff. You know, Jeff's hand's an interesting one to kind of talk about. You know, he's got sevens, which is middle set, which is good. Sadly, he also has a 5, right? 5's a bad card because that's your outs for the full house.
And ironically, it's a good card because he didn't want a full house.
Exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's the same case for K-Dog there. He had a 9. He blocked his boat, his top boat.
Exactly. But in his case, his set's already the nuts.
Yeah, it was safe.
So,
I mean, trust us, there is a strategy, and I thought all 3 players played that pretty good, not to get too much trouble. Yeah.
Dude, I know, I'm ready to go. Let's go.
Sounds like we have an extra stream dinner party.
So Cameron is not on this showdown. William looks like I'm going to owe you some money. William has let his foot off the gas the last couple of minutes.
7 fold. 8 fold. 9 raised to 40. 1 fold.
all right, Magic's got
2
himself a
raised to
hand.
125. 3 fold. 4 fold. 5 fold.
That's a big bet. What's the straddle to? Oh, he was
Nine
facing an
call.
open from Robert. Got it.
So I think it was 40, he made it 125. That's
Mystery
decent
hand.
sizing, yeah. Ooh,
And Magic's got a lot of this flop.
doesn't have to worry about a flush, so a C bet.
Actually, the
Small.
the
As long as you get
HUD
that
is
right.
incorrect. It's not a jack, it's a deuce. Yeah, there we go.
Oh,
So that's as dry as it comes.
so we don't know what Robert has, but I expect him to have a pair, ace or
The one thing
queen,
I haven't tried
or
there
maybe
that
Yeah.
I'm curious about is they got a couple.
we know he doesn't have jacks because he would 3 bet that,
Right.
4 bet it.
Oh, you've had it from there? Which one did you get?
Now there's a diamond draw out there.
There's a lot of this board. You could seriously consider checking there, or even the flop.
Well, yeah, the chicken.
Now let your opponent catch up. It's just you have so much of it, you know.
You do.
And you're probably not going to get 3 streets of value from a lower ace. So
But I'm not sure what Magic was thinking. I don't know what the plan was. I think that for me, if you 3 bet there pre-flop, I mean, that's what he did, 3 bet. I would typically, you would always C bet even if you hit or miss, right? So that C bet was almost mandatory. But he could have checked the turn when the C bet didn't work.
somewhere in there,
Yeah.
you can slow down a little. But you don't have to. You know, sometimes when you're facing the right player,
You guys had just the reality pizza?
triple barrel's the right move.
Yeah.
10, 7 fold.
Not the pizza
8 fold.
especially, but I went there one time for
9
dinner
fold.
and it just didn't, it wasn't good.
The pastas
One
there are
fold.
terrible.
I had
Pizza,
lasagna
I think,
and it was
is
like
pretty
microwave.
decent.
Looks like Streamlabs is
3
the
raised
rolls
to
aren't
35.
going folks' way tonight. I know I've lost the last couple of times I've tried. Cameron's got
Yeah, you're drinking out of
pretty quiet. He is on the button, so his range is going to be fairly wide. He happens to have two Broadway cards there, so Aaron has a real hand here.
5 raised.
Just such a big difference between King Queen and King Queen suited. It just
Yeah. Yeah, it goes from being in your mind,
I know.
marginal
Yeah.
to premium.
yeah, he's got a call. He is in position,
Call.
and we haven't seen a lot from Chris. I think he's been card dead a lot.
Well,
obviously that's a good card.
might let Aaron get away.
Yeah.
Seeing as he has third pair. I expect he'll probably c-bet here, but promptly give up after that.
That flop might favor, well, the 8-10 there could favor a calling range here, but he's going to take a stab at it. Like it looks like a 1/3 pot here. Cameron should just call this. I think if he raises, that's just so strong.
Yeah, you can't raise.
And you still could be behind ace king.
Okay, 10's an interesting card. With this hand, I expect a rumble check. Yeah.
He improves to 2 pair.
Cameron could bet
theory.
or check if he bets.
Check.
Yeah, I like the check. And that
Improves.
is probably going to give
Gives him
Cam an excuse to bet again.
flush didn't get there. It could look like a missed flush bet here, possibly, but with the board paired there, it's less likely it's ever a bluff. Somewhere around 300, you think? 400?
I'd probably go small here.
I think he went bigger.
He went big.
He's going 5.
I guess this is like
80% here. He's saying it could be a bluff at this point, right? Ace something of spades, maybe.
he's trying to make it look bluffy. Yeah. Interesting.
Ace king probably calls here. Aaron was a pre-flop aggressor with that.
Interesting. Yeah, that's. Yeah, you know, had he bet $200,
That's a
I
fold.
don't think Aaron would be tanking here, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it would look so value, he would go, no way, right? But with this size, he's in the tank.
Oh, he gave him the look and he got the laugh out of
You
him.
got it or something? No? Oh man, look at the guy and he crumbled.
Oh, this is gonna psych me out.
I just don't know what I beat.
Oh.
The pot's already up to 1100 here. I mean, he called him pre-flop, so ace jack of spades maybe, or ace 5 of spades, something like that would be the only bluff that I could see.
You, but, I don't know, you get it.
Good
You
discipline.
just like
Yeah.
busted up
Good
laughing with a bluff.
Almost
Show
worked.
it.
Almost
Oh.
worked. Wow. Respect.
Fake call? You right there?
Sick angle, dude.
That's why I started laughing.
All right, we have
that would be a
121 in the
nasty
chat so far. Thank you guys for being here. Appreciate it. I am going to say,
I
if
just,
you don't
in that
mind,
moment, was
hitting that
what am I
like
fucking
button.
doing, man?
I don't think mine is
Can I be
updated.
anything? I gotta look at this man and he's all lost your shit.
You have 36 likes so far. Thank you guys for doing that. I don't even think I have enough points to play. Let me find out here.
Yeah, like King 10, yeah. Wow, okay. Pretty good.
Doug, I know you're listening, and I know you haven't hit the like button yet, so just get on there,
Okay.
hit it real quick.
Good? Not saying
I
something.
did that right?
These hands showing up can't be the real hands.
So close.
I guess
All right,
actually
we're good.
it's
All
pretty
right,
good.
all right. We got a
Hey,
live
dog,
pit.
is- got his phone out?
Seat 8 fold, seat 9 fold. Oh, okay. 1 fold. Oh, okay. 2 fold.
All right, Cam's got himself
Make that 35.
king suited. King
See what I
queen,
mean?
no
That's a
favors on the
much
left
better hand.
hand. Yeah, yeah. The sex appeal is dramatically higher when it's suited.
Until after the hand starts.
Aaron's got himself a
Tom.
suited connector.
Always very sneaky when it hits.
6 raise, 135.
Wow.
7.
And
I rolled an 87. All right, so I won some. I think it's the first time I won. It's the first time.
what is this game?
I did like it right away, just like how good liberals did.
Yeah, that's good. You know, it's good to be obedient.
Oh.
It's good to be obedient like that.
Doug, why aren't you down here playing some poker? Thank you, Rena. Appreciate it.
Yeah, our freaking 2-5 game hasn't made for a couple of days. Doug must be on some hot dates somewhere.
We've got a really good hand here.
This is
K-Dog with a nut
super
backdoor. Up and down straight draw, so he's looking really good. He's definitely going to fire. Aaron with the flush draw, and Cameron with the backdoor straight flush draw. But he's also got a flush draw, and he's got the gutter. He's got his own combo draw. There's a lot going on here.
Somehow, K-Dog has the best hand.
I would, if I was Cameron, I'd be looking.
I mean, it's ultra smooth, but there's really not a whole
You know,
lot.
what's the plan of getting all the money in here when he hits here?
But
If he
it
hits,
is
right now, K-Dog does have the best hand.
probably, I mean,
Aaron can't like his spot now.
okay. If you can find it,
He's going to call.
He looks for a raise.
Raise.
not a bad way to do it.
625.
It's not going to.
He's letting everybody know that I have a straight right now. All you flush draws get out.
Yeah, Chris.
Fortunately, I think K-Dog can find. Well, I don't know. That's a tough one, right?
Did you try all the different drinks?
He could be calling for a chop already.
Well, when you have the ace of diamonds, you actually, you know, a spot like this, you probably don't like that card, right?
Yeah.
Because you decrease the number of
Bluffs or
yeah, right. You decrease the number of bluffs that they have, and you have the other bluff, which is the open ender, right? You have the jacks. You're blocking that too. So, you know, this is a hand that
They probably have the best program they ever tried.
maybe you can let go.
And they have a crazy bottle.
if Cameron wasn't in the hand, I think K-Dog can find a call here. That certainly would be appropriate, but Cameron's now could come over the top. Not very likely, but
Now they've blended them here in Texas.
K-Dog doesn't know that. And I think Cameron finds a call, though,
Yeah, go to Treaty.
for sure.
Yeah. It's unbelievable. And for like 50
It'd be more interesting if K-Dog had the ace-jack of diamonds.
Yeah,
Obviously, that's an instant call.
obviously.
But,
Well, probably a.
All in, yeah.
Yeah.
You should get the money in now.
Yep. Which would then be painstakingly called by Aaron.
Aaron's really putting him in a tough spot here. And so I like the
What's
aggression.
really interesting is what is Cam going to do?
All
he's
in?
just gonna call.
Okay, all in. I'm sorry.
Oh, wow. K-Dog. I told you K-Dog was an aggressive player. Cameron's thinking, wow, does somebody have a better flush draw than I do?
That is literally the opposite of what I thought he was going to do. Amazing.
Now, Cameron has a super strong drawing hand. He's got the combo draw to the effective nuts with that jack, the jack hits. But you can't really, he's more banking on the diamonds.
He's
But
just thinking, if either one of these players has a set, his combo draw is not as good as what I think it is, right? It goes from being a favorite to
I think it's 29.
behind.
now, obviously, Aaron's going to get away from this. He has almost 3K remaining, so it's not worth him to put in 1,400 more, maybe, but
29.
I expect he's going to put it in, though. He can't get away from this. And then Aaron, you know, what the heck's he going to do? He's going to have to call.
definitely, yeah. Do you think he calls if Cameron goes all in?
Yeah, real hot. Oh, yeah.
And nobody has a pair. Look at Aaron. Cannot believe this. I think Aaron gets away from this.
All in behind him.
Right. But, you know, if his flush draw is live, he knows this is a positive EV.
This is the hand of the night so far. We already have a $6,000 pot, everybody. And nobody has a pair. He's got some monster draws.
Now I'm concerned.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, yeah, I gotta
face
do
this
that
much.
thing. There it is.
What you're concerned about are sets and better flush draws, right?
I do like
And obviously
Aaron's bet. It
made
was,
straight.
yeah, he's going to, well, if it made straight, yeah, that's what
You've got some equity on that. You know, you really don't like sets. Because they're ahead now with a redraw. And obviously, higher flush draws just crush your equity.
Yeah, and I think the other two players are happy that he just didn't snap call here. Now they know.
You know what's amazing is if he calls Dante, River comes out, deuce 5, he wins. Nobody has a pair.
Yeah, that's true, right? If he
why he
knew
has
what the other players
12%.
had, he would call, right? Because he just needs to get a pair. I mean, he's already put in 600 and something in it already, but still, I think he could find a fold here. That's just a lot. And he does fold, it looks like. Yep. After putting in 600.
When he sees what he's up against, he's going to feel real good about that.
K-Dog's what?
So this is interesting, right? Because
Let's just rip it. Fucking max pay.
Cameron holds
Max bet.
K-Dog summon out.
One time.
Just rip it. Max Payne.
Got a pair of fours.
Now,
Ooh.
Showdown.
look at that. Cameron has a pair.
Wow.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Hey,
Wow. Holy shit.
Oh my god.
We were all drawing.
Diamonds plus the gutter.
Wow.
I would have fucking drilled the turn and then lost to your shitty king.
Holy moly.
Wow.
Nut diamond?
Not holding nut diamonds. I had 5 fucking 4 diamonds. Bet call. I'm like, get these clowns out of here. All in, all in. What the fuck? I can't do this anymore.
Thanks.
Well, that was
I
a
didn't
fun
think
hand.
my cards were live. They hit the pairs
Yeah.
for sure.
yeah, that was a fun one.
I mean,
That would have been
K-Dog.
sick if I was in there. The 4 comes off. I would have run around the room, and then that would have come off, and I would have fallen down. Nice hand.
Hey, honestly, good fold. Shit it in.
Big blind only.
We got a dead small blind, one big blind. Kevin's getting money at the table.
All right, Cameron is now our big leader with almost 3K in profit,
Do have a
followed by William and Aaron. And we haven't seen William play another hand, so I'm going to be down $10 at the play.
Can't wait to see
Um,
that. I'm
Stacks
getting
over
Question
there.
frequency. K-Dog. Is K-Dog, is he buying back in? Looks like he left the table momentarily.
Your stack's what, like 7K?
Yeah, he kind of flashed this end of the table.
You just took 2 from Kevin, 7 for that. You're already around like
That hand will definitely be in a hot reel. Only play 24 hands, so we're down on our pace to get to 100.
We got a last round for 10, 6, 9 folds. 1 fold. 2 folds.
Did Austin get player mics? Table audio sounds really good tonight. No, we didn't.
4 raised up.
And in fact, the mics haven't changed on the table at all. They're mics that hang above the table, but I think maybe the software changed. Maybe it's had
It
an
did, and
effect.
I think they've turned it up a little bit. The mics have always been there, but I think we turned it up a little bit so we can hear some of the player chatter. 'Cause that's who the Rule Stars is.
I
Yeah.
like that you can hear the table a little bit. You know?
Well, when you're on, we typically just turn it down. And then turn it back up.
You did have half a check, it sounds like.
K-Dog still smarting over that. I don't know if I like the shove, but
5-4 a time.
Check.
I could have found the fold there.
I think you and I probably would have made.
Could have found the fold.
opposite move.
Yeah, but that's
you know
me,
what?
right? I mean, it
Respect
could
the
have.
raw aggression. He was ahead.
If that king didn't hit, he would have won a $6,000 pot with ace high. So
Yeah, exactly.
Well, he was counting on that. As a runner.
Got it in good, technically.
So Jeff and Chris had the same draw, but Chris hasn't really played a hand, so Jeff's like, well, he might be there already.
All right, button drive. I have a live 10.
Definitely
1,000.
Now way up.
I felt like that's like an hour's worth of time. I don't even remember what my cards were.
Look at that. Lottie line.
That's not the.
Is that not it? Oh, no. DFR. All right, all right, all
I should have let you think that.
right. All right, we're gonna have to get that stat soon.
Man, I was ready to ride off it. Yeah, I was ready to ride off into the sunset with my 5 high, dude. I was like, these guys don't have shit. Get the fuck out of here.
All right, well, he's gonna VPip this.
Blaze, shitty call. Gets away with it.
Just told that the VPIP will come in 15 minutes. We no longer have control over the stats here. I think they just come.
5 raised to 50.
Yeah, I think our producer David will get those stats going for us.
9 call.
41.90.
So what do you think about that call with pocket sevens from +1?
Multi-way, I don't like it. I'd prefer a fold or a raise. I don't know, you can never really fold there. I don't hate it.
I've seen people do that with those small pairs, like 5s and lower, but
Yeah,
start
you
getting
should
up
raise
there,
that up a little bit.
Yeah. Interesting.
Multi-way, it's never good, right? So
Fold.
Set no bet.
Fold.
Good.
You have ducks?
A little bit better.
no, that is not Aaron's philosophy. If you guys aren't interested, I'll win the pot. That's what's tough about Aaron.
We
He
all
fights
have the
for
same fucking raggy little
for every hand, yeah. So and he knows when he's beaten. He put $600 in the pot and they folded.
Right.
So
I
Right.
had 3s.
Paid for some information,
Yeah.
got it.
Nice bluff.
4s.
Nice bluff.
5s.
7.
Good poker.
I'm gonna step away for a second.
Okay.
Call the action.
Oh, well, whatever, man. The only card I cared about was Ginty.
Live 10.
Excellent bluff.
Well, you had all that film on it.
I also had a brain shitty
Yeah,
bluff.
how did you not see that?
Sometimes he bluffs.
Live 10.
sometimes he has
3 fold.
All the way through.
Yeah, excellent comeback. And that was,
I'm just,
4 fold.
yeah, but,
Just chilling.
yeah.
well, I just feel like
5
there's
raised
a
to 35.
Has
some
a
correct better.
very playable hand. Ace jack offsuit from the hijack.
9 raised to 100.
And
1 fold.
Robert has him dominated. The big blind. Ace queen off.
One black chip.
I do wonder how many
And will Aaron call this? Yep.
Call.
Gonna call. He has position.
expecting that hand to go that way.
Yeah, that's fair.
Check.
Neither player connects. Robert
Check.
does not c-bet. Both players check. And now both players make top pair. Obviously, Robert's going to bet. Aaron's going to have to call.
Bet 100.
It'll be interesting to see what happens on the river.
Safest river ever. And we're bluff catching.
It's all right.
Call.
He's telling me he's got a 10 or he's got clubs. I can beat one of those.
Pretty much a blank on the end. Completes
100 times how often
7-8.
plus or minus 50.
But Robert should feel pretty safe betting here. And he will.
Bet. 250. Call. Showdown.
And a snap call. Out kicked with a queen.
And bowling, we call that turkey. So you're doing all right, buddy.
You don't have to root for him anymore. He's 1-0. Yes, and I want to do it again. I don't like having cheerleaders for my opponents right next to me, you know what I'm saying?
All right, that's it. All right.
Yeah.
Wait, was that?
I have to go get some film out.
Aggression frequency. This is becoming interesting now at 27 hands. Interesting to see who the most aggressive players are. Finally, all these stats.
Really just, it just
I'd
comes
say
down to
right
one
around now they're
combo,
starting to
one
have
combo.
some sort of meaning. You know, when you get to 30 to 50 hands, you can actually infer something.
Last shot of 10, see 3, 4,
I did K-Dog rebuy, it looks like. Oh, he did rebuy, okay.
7,
Yeah, looks like he has a grand on there.
8 raised to 45, 9, 4,
And Jeff has a
2, 4.
premium ace king off on the button.
Is that the first time we've seen Ace King?
I think so.
Yeah, that's
Yeah. Made its debut, hand 28.
seen Ace Queen a few
All right,
times.
here we go. V-pip. Right now, I'm winning.
You
Look
are
at that.
winning.
I'm winning the bet. He's just below 20%, 19.2.
Fun.
So, Lottie, let's keep folding, baby.
I mean,
I should have said Jeff.
definitely. It just turns out that science is
Anderson's only at 11%.
so
Kind of snug and card dead,
there's a lot,
and he's
a
winning.
lot of sort of nonsense. We weren't working on a project that was ever going to do anything. So, we're done.
Whoa.
Yeah, you have an interesting perspective on a lot of things going on right
Yeah,
now.
well, I don't know what happened.
Yeah,
All right, we're good, we're good.
I mean, yeah, just
Oh, none.
Energy crises and all.
yeah, and it's so silly because like the answer's been in front of us
All right, well, 3
Since-
fold. Or 4 fold, I'm sorry.
since we discovered nuclear energy.
5 fold,
And,
6 fold.
We're just not embracing
So some
it.
interesting
I mean,
poker
I think
table
we'll
talk
start
at the
to
right
as
now.
the crisis continues, but
Says players might, or the chat may not know, but
1 fold.
I believe Aaron's a nuclear physicist.
Really?
Yeah.
By
Graduated, he's got a degree, yeah.
interesting.
So
Gave it
quite
all
the
up for poker.
quite the smart guy.
that's really just
Not
a big
the
problem.
first phenomenally educated
Yeah.
There are so
and
many places
highly
in the country
paid
where you can put it where
individual
people
in
care.
the Austin
That's
poker
not-
community
that's
to
not
give it
the
all up to play
prevailing
poker.
factor this whole thing.
There's a few stories like that.
That's not even really it either, but there's too much bureaucratic nonsense and not enough just rational thought.
K-Dog is going to buy in for another 1,000, it looks like, so now he's up
Yep,
to
bringing
2.
it up to 2.
Get some more ammunition against these guys.
Yeah.
Definitely action to be had.
Just like these drugs that are
K-Dog now down, but not quite as bad as Robert, who took it on the chin
A few times.
a few times there. 3 times, in fact,
buy cheaper
with 2 resulting in a total loss.
start offering
But really, they're putting on the game. Everybody else is up.
and people are like, well, you're
5
the
fold,
doctor, you're the
6
expert,
fold.
I guess I take your advice.
Yeah. My favorite
Anderson
is
hasn't
like
played a
watching,
hand in a while, so King Jack may look like
anything, right? And like these ads come
pocket
up
pair
and
to
it's
him.
like,
gonna raise this up.
feel like, you know, you might have this,
standard
like,
35,
fucking
that's what we always see.
obscure-ass bullshit, like, you know, a little rash on the back of your hand. Well, take this crap. It might kill you, give you
This
blindness,
is, I'm
you know.
in the straddle, so it's only going to cost me 25, but he is first to act.
Shit, dude. Like,
That's going to favor pre-flopper there, so Anderson's going to rep.
smoke a joint.
He does have
you
the
know,
king.
drive, You'll be all right.
Probably just put a pot here.
Have all of it. I have every disease according to the TV.
Those half pot. And
I webbed MD the one time and I was like, I guess I'm gonna die.
This is-
And, you know, I get, and according to
Make it pretty standard fold here. What is this hat
I
for?
guess I'm fucked.
Can you read it? It's not about fast.
I just saw fast.
Oh, play bad fast.
Not the worst.
Well, he's living up there. Just kidding.
No, he's not. He's up right now.
I know.
Yeah. Well, no, I take it back. He's down. He's down $34.
Yeah,
but-
yeah.
He hasn't really had a lot of hands to play.
No,
to
he
his
hasn't been
defense
involved.
here.
We got a large
You
starter
have to
for
fill it
10.
and everything.
Robert has gone to showdown the most, and he's lost all the showdowns.
Spread some sauce on it.
Got the double straddle on, or the no, we just have a single straddle. Are you a fan of straddling?
Yeah, definitely. You know, if the table's doing it,
The
then
name is
it's a no-brainer.
17
You know,
characters long.
I'll let you do
That
it.
shit didn't come out of a plant. How the hell am I
I'd
supposed
say
to know?
generally, yeah.
We're all paying more for prescriptions, so they
One
can
fold,
target
two
these
fold,
kids to people
three
who are
fold.
never gonna buy.
Yeah.
Call.
Everyone's gotta pay for
We're
that.
Chinese tonight?
I got diagnosed with something.
Chris is waking up with. Did he just limp?
Fascinating.
I call this the Dante. I limp.
Wow. Blind versus blind. He wanted to make sure he saw.
Raise 175.
He wanted to make sure he saw a flop.
This looks so strong right here.
Yeah, this looks
It
super
doesn't
strong.
even. I mean,
Raises, he 3-bets.
the one side. It's a huge raise too.
2-bet actually. And then he's gonna call. He's got the
He's got the ace busters here.
He's got the busters. So let's see if he can. Wow.
A two. Oh, straight flush draw.
Let there be blood.
Straight flush draw. So Aaron's not going anywhere. Chris has got to bet. He's got to bet big. This is definitely going to hit Aaron's range. Flush out there. Is that 400?
Wow.
Is that 400? Yeah, that is 400.
And he puts out an overbet. $400.
So this-
And now Aaron knows he can't fold, but wow.
He's really telegraphed his hand here. Aces
Yeah.
or kings. Yeah, I don't even think queens would do this. But
It's like he can see Aaron's cards.
well, he's not going anywhere. He's contemplating. Do
but
I
you know what?
raise him?
Yeah, but you know what? When someone overbets the pot like that, you really gonna raise? I mean, I think it's gonna be
Yeah,
a.
I think you do raise
Ooh.
just because you. Okay, because if you hit, you're not going to get paid, right?
One time.
Yep.
One
Yep.
time
If you just call and a diamond comes, or a 9. Let's see a
One
9.
time. Here we go.
Oh,
There it is. There it is. The flush. Wow. Well, Chris, you did not play bad, but you did finish fast. Look at that.
All right, so I've got 11, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19.
oh, he's got everything I'm covered here. So,
11.
11,
or maybe not. It says
11, 15,
Chris will have $1.
20, 21, 22, 23.
What a hand that was.
23.
Yeah, Aaron doesn't make that call unless he has the combo draw. If it's just diamonds, he I think he gets away from it. But given the fact that he picked up some additional equity with that 9, if it comes. But wow,
You think he would have just called with the flush
I
draw?
don't. I mean, yeah, he just calls.
Right. He's got to think he's ahead some of the time.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the time.
Yep. 14, 18.
Glances over at Anderson.
Interesting.
I know a lot of times I've done that a lot on the stream where I back raise my pocket aces, but it's typically when I'm under the gun. He did it more in late position.
Well, he did it. He did it from the small board.
Oh, he did? Yeah.
So he, he
He
wanted
just
to make
calls
sure
his
he
flag
saw
bets,
a
okay.
flop. He didn't want to raise and take down, $10. So he limped. Aaron has a suited gapper right up. Then he gets the 4-bet, 3-bet rather. Actually, I guess 2-bets. And then
Thank you.
Aaron calls and
That
flops
was the
that.
flop
What
these cards
a
were looking for.
what an actual what an absolutely depressing hand if you get aces in the small blind.
I mean, it didn't even get to the river because it just came right on the turn and it was over. It was over. There's nothing you could. Well, that's happened to all of us.
close to a cooler.
Some of the online guys are like, this is rigged.
Oh, 1100.
Not sure that would have played out any differently had he.
Just made your standard raise.
Yeah, I mean,
To
obviously he would
35.
have called there, right, and then.
Well, I think if he makes it 35, right, from the small blind, he just gets
You get a
called.
fill, it checks on last
I think he can get away from it some streets. Like maybe I just
maybe right.
maybe he loses 400 or 500 versus everything. I'm not sure, but
Well, what really got all the money in a jiffy was that overbet, right, on the flop by
the $400, yeah.
I mean, that's.
I was in the straddle because we had that whole situation, so I should have big blind.
Was in a jiffy. Aaron raised the 400 overbet, then he would have raised any bet, right?
All right, that's buttons, right?
Please check out and come up front and check into the
We're
tournament.
gonna have a live 10. Live 10.
Should be looking for a bomb pot here shortly.
$60 rebuy PLO tournament.
Just wondering what Robert was doing with that $10 out there.
All right, we got a live 10, and we're all good.
And ace jack suited for Anderson.
Okay.
Haven't seen a lot of action with Anderson tonight.
He is leading the way in the
Hand versus
lowest
Robert.
VPIP.
One fold.
Thank you.
Two fold.
He hasn't had many hands, but he's got a good one now.
Four fold.
Hello, Mark. You're asking if there's a PLO 8 tournament. Are you asking if TCH has a PLO 8 tournament? If that is the question, the answer would be no. There is a free roll on Fridays, a PLO tournament. That's like a $1,000 guarantee, I believe.
Anderson gets a hand, but no action.
So now I can root for you.
He's excited about it.
No,
It's gonna be Madison. So we get no love.
Hey,
Melon
dog,
Cully?
and everybody gets
His
a-
lack of hands?
No, I feel you. It's warranted after that.
32 there. We got a lot of play left.
First, I thought you were just trying to punk me, and then I was like, oh shit, I flopped way too big to fucking hold whatever he's got over there.
Hey, Ron's going through his strategy on the one hand. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stare him down.
I'm not sure that he wants to hear it. Chris wants to hear it.
Nine. Sorry, Anderson.
All right, so straddle's on. Jeff's folding.
Anderson has pocket sevens in the straddle.
Yeah, I expect a raise from him. Chris is, and we see this a lot, right? We'll see
I hope I didn't do
when someone gets
anything
felted like this, they'll start to open up their range and raise. I don't really suggest Jack 8.
No, I mean, he is
Suited.
He's on the button.
He is on the button.
Weird, but like, you know,
The straddle on, that's probably not an open, but
no, I want to go back and do that because I want to like think
book
about it
says
from that
that's an open,
perspective.
right?
Like, was there
Close.
something that I did?
I feel like you
Yeah, it's close.
on the button, right?
On the button, yeah, you are opening almost half your hands there. Jack 8 does fall within the top half.
Call Bart. Yeah, call Bart.
Anderson's going to bet his gut shot. He actually has the best hand.
Maybe I did like something with the chips or something. Oh my god.
Don't let him change you right now, Harry. Now you're letting him convince you.
I'm gonna get canceled. Poker canceled.
Take it.
Oh, there I am.
I'll be the.
I went over to say hi to
Alex
them.
Morelli, like.
Oh, I'm right
Big
there.
chips out front. Like, they were right there. Oh my god. Anglin AA wrong.
I did.
Not Bruce.
And I said hi to.
Oh, okay. Snuck in.
Last straddle for 10.
Did you hear me? Oh, I thought you in my head.
Or at 5%. That's interesting.
Okay, everybody, pretty much all this side. Okay.
Robert has slowed down a little bit. Williams not playing again. You're killing me, Mr. Lottie. All right.
I'm feeling progressively better.
You should. Magic's going to make the standard raise
He
here.
knows he has a reputation to uphold. Oh, look, K-Dog.
Well, the aces are going around now. It's the third time we've seen him tonight. We've seen queens twice, I believe. Not a big raise. You might find a call here, but he's out of position, I believe. No, he's in position.
Yeah, he's in position.
That's why he calls. Yeah. What he doesn't want to see is top pair.
Now he has it.
Yes, he's top pair, so he's good most of the time here. But in reality, this time he's not. Looks like a C-bet here.
Less than half pot. It's called.
Another spade.
Leading card.
Nobody
Does not have the ace of spades, so not more than that. But obviously, has to keep betting now.
Tough spot for Magic, but I think this is just a call here. He is beat a lot of times, but
Could find the fold, but
can't be too. Oh, he does find a fold button.
Yeah.
Although that was, we talked earlier, that was the correct fold as we can see, but you know, typically you'd want to just call it off. It makes you really exploitive down the road if people knew that you were folding top pair right there in that spot.
Oh, I thought you meant the
All
turn.
right.
My bad.
Right.
Break that for me, please, sir.
The floor.
Thanks, man.
I was about to give you
Oh, well.
This is going to be a bomb pot, Texas bomb pot. Got a new deal here. It's $10, so
Lottie now at 15.6% VPIP.
I already gave up on that.
Well, who knows? He could get spicy later on.
Yeah, let's just call it. Y'all know what you want?
Aaron and Robert leading the way. Exact same Chris behind them at 28%.
Yeah.
Which is odd because I don't remember Chris playing a lot of hands. But
The entree.
he's third on this list. He's tied with Jeff.
I don't want the soup individual. It's just an entree.
And Lottie is last.
Right, yeah.
I'm gonna do the same thing.
I think you have to charge the fried rate. Otherwise,
So I'm gonna do the same thing too.
I'm a big baller.
We're betting $2,000.
well, no, but you have to tell them. If
I know,
you
I
don't
do
tell
tell
them,
them.
then
I
they'll
thought
give you
you
steam. Yeah.
I'm sorry? They probably, they might have
Am I gonna give them $1.50, man?
More.
Yeah,
Am I gonna give them my card over the phone?
Or they'll come in, we give them.
All right, every player gets 4 cards here.
We can just put it on my card. I think I'm
I just want to know how much time it's locked for.
These hands are tougher for her to read.
So I'll call them, because I've called them numerous times. I'm on speed dial.
So 10-7 would be the nuts. See if anybody has that. Then we have some diamonds on the bottom. 10-7, Anderson.
Anderson's got it right out of the gate.
And I actually hate seeing this because
Well, especially in
the nuts are going to
first
change.
position, yeah.
You can't even bet it sometimes. It's just a
He
tough
doesn't
one.
have. I mean, he has an
Was-
okay
well,
redraw with a queen, but it's only to a.
We say that because a lot of times you're actually chopping this with another 10-7, and of course, if the board pairs, you're just almost dead.
Look, there, Aaron has it. He has 10-7 of hearts.
Yeah, so
So now you can't fold this street, right? Because it's just too tight. But there's just such a good chance you got another 10-7 in there with you,
and look at this. Oh no, I was going to say Aaron has a 7-5, but it doesn't matter.
6-4 is connected over there. We got the flush draw from Jeff. Yeah.
Yeah, Magic also has a flush draw as well, but the inferior one. So Jeff's got the nut draw on the bottom.
Magic likes that straight flush draw. That's what he's after. He's looking for that jack of clubs. Get himself somebody's whole stack if they have the nut club draw. Plus he has a set of 8s. So he's drawing on those straights.
I mean, 10-7 technically is still the nuts, but you can't like it too much. And he doesn't have anything on the top bar. He did have a up and down straight draw, but that got counterfeited with the 4. So
Anderson calls here.
You can only call, yeah.
But he's not loving it. He's not loving it.
He's really looking for a Broadway card here.
Right. He wants a jack.
Yeah. He wants a jack for sure, yeah.
Well, of course, then,
and an ace would be nice too. We don't see Chris's 4th card. He does. Maybe he's got the boat. Oh, he does have a boat. I apologize. Chris has the 6-4 right now on the bottom. So there. So this is what we were talking about. This is going to get quartered if it stays the same.
Well, you know, and Aaron chose to bet here. He probably chose to bet because he has 5-3 on the other board, right? But that's no good when the other player already has a boat. You know.
No player likes that 5. Oh, it's a 9. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, well, this goes check. Anderson. What's he thinking about? Okay.
That was quick too, right?
Anderson checked. Chris jammed.
He only had a couple of
Seems standard.
400 behind, so I don't mind all in. This is one of those things where both players are going to call for sure.
I don't know.
Maybe.
Not with a board pair. I don't think so.
Well, he doesn't have
think
much.
Anderson,
He only has 400 on a pot of 2,500. So.
Well, yeah, then he has to, right? This is agony, though. Look at him. He knows.
I mean, so it's 17, so he gets 850 back. He's going to call
So
450 to get 850.
He's got to call even knowing, you know.
Yeah.
7-10, yeah.
Pretty excruciating.
And pocket aces. That was his other card. Well, Chris is going to win half the pot here, so a little redemption for him. He's going to get a profit of 700, I believe, something like that. And Anderson and Aaron are going to get quartered here. I mean, they means they have to share half the pot.
Well, I had a boat, so it didn't bother me.
Nobody likes. It usually means you break even, basically.
There's a couple players here at TCH I know who they told me they fold the nut straight on the flop to a bet. I said, I don't think you can do that. But look at this hand.
I mean, yeah,
this is what can happen.
I think you can fold if you're early position.
Yeah,
that might be the only time. I've done that when there's a pot repair. You get your three pots, so you're committing yourself all in on one board. So yeah,
it's pretty much a guarantee. That.
And it shows right here, board pair. Now, fortunately, nobody had that, but.
Well, and one of those other players has what you have, right? So unless you have some really compelling redraw or something else on the other board, it's just so hard to get excited about putting your money in there.
Yeah.
This is an offering to the poker guys.
He's a believer.
This is an offering. That's what this is. Like, I've been dead for the last hour.
So Larry's just saying how card dead he's been for the last hour.
4 betting and.
The poker guys were like, he's getting too cocky.
I knew it was a 4-bet bluff, that's right. Every once in a while, I get like a suited ace wheel. I assume you had a superior ace.
Ace jack suited. I mean, I'm not calling. But yeah.
Raise the 60.
Sure, what if Jaws dropped in the chat if that
Wouldn't mind Jeff just calling there, just to set mine, but he's saving himself some money here.
What did he fold?
Pocket fives.
From what position?
I think it was early because it was yeah, small blind. So. I mean, yeah, I can see that, but still.
That's odd decision. You can never rule out misreads either. Like now, the flop. That's it's not the flop.
I see a queen there. 10. There it is.
There we go. King queen.
It's a pink card, I know that.
So Aaron does have top pair with a really bad gutter.
Yep. And there's the other king. Like
I mean, if he's head on the flop, he's ahead. It doesn't really matter. That king doesn't really help. But William's going to rep that king, and Aaron's just probably going to call here. It's a small pot. Yeah.
Easy fold there.
Oh, you can get another one through.
What have you been drinking, man? We ran another bluff.
Oh, we did? Yeah, that one did not succeed.
Want some sunglasses?
Okay, Cameron leading the way. Right behind him. William and Anderson and Jeff are showing profit. Jeff's kind of leading some chips here. He was up 900 early on. And Robert and Chris. Chris won that nice hand, that bomb pot. So he's made about $900. So not all bad.
Now Jeff's going to have to play these. Pocket eights.
Did he come in for a raise?
Yep.
Yep. 60, looks like.
I guess K-Dog limped 5-4 suited. Interesting. And then
Hey, you want to try to get away. Yeah. I mean, you definitely want to see a cheap flop, but you want to see any flop with 5-4 where you don't want to telegraph your hand. Limping in shows that you're at the bottom of your range here. You always want to come in with some sort of range. And William is going to raise. Is he in the?
wow. That's
Is that
interesting.
black chips?
Yes,
So
that is
250.
That is a 3-bet by Lottie.
I think if Jeff was in better position, he could call this, but I think he's gonna. I think you fold. I think you fold eights, given the fact who your opponent is. Oh, he's gonna call. I like. All right.
I guess he thinks he has the odds here.
The two probably the neediest players at the table. And the eights are technically ahead. They both hate that flop, and I expect Jeff just to check here.
Now we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out how committed to this Lottie is. This is gonna be interesting. Let's see what he does. Standard, okay, but it's little. It's a little one.
It is. It's almost 1/3 here.
I mean, I guess that's
Screams value. I mean, that's kind of typical, but
it is typical.
Jeff cannot
see.
be afraid of just an overcard here, given the fact that most players always see bet.
Find out how
That's a
committed-
different card.
Yeah.
That's a different card. I think Jeff's.
Jeff's hating life.
Yeah, he's gonna get away from
Let's see
this.
Let's see if Lottie's gonna give him a reason to. Is he gonna drum up the courage? Yes. He really should bet here. Ace is good for him. Yeah, that's trouble. Now Jeff's happy to see showdown. He's not going to reveal the weakness of his hand by checking too quick. Oh! Missed a bet.
Yeah, it's a tough one sometimes, right?
I mean, you know,
You took a shot at it
you
on
know,
the river.
All this
it's easy
bluffing
to
you're
get in
doing
your head.
now,
You know,
you're
the thing
lucky.
is, you 3-bet with like a
Now we
really
got some tape
marginal
on
hand
Will.
before the flop break. Guy calls you, then you c-bet on a, you know, reasonably dribble. Guy calls again, and then it's to you, and it's easy to tell yourself, I've lit me on fire here. I don't have anything. Like, it's game over.
Yeah, and it's also you know, William knows his image, and if
Right.
somebody's calling his big bet,
Exactly.
they've got to have
They
some
have some-
premiums there, right? So suited king. I think you're. Oh, he doesn't go in for that. He's gonna play that button. This is definitely the bottom of his range here. But he's looking for VPIP.
What is he doing?
Oh, Matt, no, that can't be right.
He must have seen Forrest do this on that live stream the other day. He's getting some ideas.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh no! Oh no! Everyone's getting spicy.
I'm just doing it for the love. Doing it for the
Doing
love.
it for the love of the game.
Well, that's time to put it in the 4-bet then.
Inspired. Yeah, there's no game on. I saw it. I was like, I never really do this. So let's try.
What would have been super fun?
But it also.
Any vacation plans coming up for you?
Yeah.
Oh, I've never seen you go on vacation.
It is a rarity. I've got 4 kids and a wife, so to get mobile and go anywhere is, you know, it's a big ordeal. We're gonna go see some family in Oklahoma in a few weeks, though, in October.
Okay.
So that's coming up. I'll drive up there.
Does it get cold up there? Like during
you know,
like Christmas and
you know,
stuff?
this
I
is
think there is.
extended
Right?
family, and the last time I was up there to see him, I was about
That is true. Very true.
15 years old or something like that. So it's been a long time. But I don't think it does. I think
Because even
it's
if you
more or
do
less
have, like his hand,
more or less
Kind of like
Texas.
here or Dallas.
Yeah.
and the way
I got
that
4
you
kids
go,
in my. I got
you're
4
not
boys
a-
myself,
I
but they're
was
all
gonna call
grown
you
up
when
now.
he goes over the top of them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Somebody
so
probably got better
I vacation
No.
all the time.
You got any of them playing poker?
Well, I'm going to Vegas for a week in October. I'm going back to Hawaii in February.
Oh, cool.
And then we have a cruise in June, and then Disney World next October. So we got them all booked out.
Hey, very
Yeah.
nice.
So
Yeah, because you'd get to play it in position, take another card off for another 5.
I want to try to go on this poker cruise.
I don't know. He
Oh,
gets
yeah.
stuff up there too.
I hope I can
That sounds
as
like
well.
sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah,
We went on a cruise last year, and they do. We actually went on the same loop that this one's going on down to Mexico and come back.
You
They
were
do
winning
have
that hand no
they have
matter
one
what.
poker table in the boat that I was on, Royal Caribbean. You have one poker table, but nobody ever played poker. The 5 days I was on that boat, like they had a tournament once, but I came down there like 20 minutes before, and there were like 2 players. I was like,
Yeah.
that's all they have, a tournament. So there were no cash games or anything.
Yeah, but you know what? You get enough people curious about poker on those cruises. That's about the most profitable environment for playing poker.
I was
Planet
watching
Earth.
some of them play that tournament.
It was probably pretty interesting.
It was well. I don't think they weren't to their defense. They weren't poker players.
Right.
They were just.
Yeah, you know it's a
having a
good
good
game
time.
when people are clarifying the rules of the game
Yeah.
on the turn.
His 3 of a kind beats my 2 pair. Got it.
I got it.
Got it. All right, couple interesting hands here. Chris and Aaron again. Chris, I like it. He elects to re-raise Aaron's 3-bet here. I mean, it is pretty light, but
I'm just gonna lay down, man.
Aaron just
I'm not
felt bad
gonna
for
do that.
stacking earlier.
Ragnar, I am 34. I just turned 34. And that's my wife, the comment below you. Look at that.
Where
Victoria
at?
Morgan, 4 kids, woohoo.
Oh. Hello, Victoria. It's weird
I
because
told her
I
I
didn't
was
even know.
commentating tonight. I guess
I
she
didn't
would
even
be
know
sick.
he was married. He never talks about you.
Oh, hey,
I'm just
hey,
kidding.
Dante. That's not
Yeah,
true.
even
That's not true,
That's not
Victoria.
true.
He's trying to get me in
Yeah,
trouble.
I'll just
yeah,
DM me later how bad
just
you
the
Yeah.
equity. I got 12 ups twice. 44. No, I feel like I'm a slight favorite there because you didn't walk in diamond. Yeah, there's on the flop. There's
4. No, you only had 9.
I had a gut shot straight flush draw, so I could hit the 3 8s or the 3
No, you're right.
We're still talking about that 10-8 hand.
Had a couple all-ins here so far. I think 4 different times,
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken.
Considering the lineup, it's been reasonably good
It
action.
is, yeah. I mean, these are
no, I just meant
some of these are more your snuggie players. Is that a word, snuggie? Snuggie.
Why not?
Some of them are more snuggie.
I'll check.
Not that that's a bad thing. I consider myself a little bit more snuggie.
Is this a misread? No, it's not. He's in the straddle. So these are just 2 straddle hits.
He has outflopped him though.
Aaron trying to take it down with
Starting to
pure
feel like
aggression.
this is personal.
Yeah, a little heads up poker here. And if Aaron gives up, Chris is going to take it.
Such a small pot. No need to bet here. You have showdown value.
Yeah.
You're just calling. You want your opponent to bet. So,
well,
what's he calling with? A 2? He had a 2 on the road.
Yeah.
Ace 2. I was targeting there.
A really optimistic ace high. I would say probably nothing better than a call, but who knows?
Could be playing the fact that the flush draw missed. I don't know. I'm just sometimes you just overanalyze stuff too much. He's playing poker and he was just betting.
Yeah.
I tend to overanalyze. When I play, I tend to overanalyze a lot. I mean, I have a plan for every hand that I go into. And sometimes that makes me vulnerable. People. So,
Yeah.
but I really try to come up with a plan and things like that.
It's easy to out-level yourself in this
Yeah.
game, that's for sure.
Mookie, you're killing me with those passes, please. That's funny.
I'm going to go back to the pocket eights of Jeff. I like the fact that he called with an over. They really
Yeah,
played
didn't
that
get
smart.
scared
Yeah,
off.
didn't get scared off. You can't be afraid. As they say, you can't be afraid of the monsters in the closets, right? I mean,
Yep.
just because an ace hits the board, you can't put your. There's only 3 other aces if your opponent has one, so the odds of them hitting that is pretty slim. But still, oh, Cameron with kings
He finally had some.
and the glasses.
Look at that. Gets no action. Guess the sunglasses scared everybody off.
Yeah, get paid nothing.
Cam, our WSOP champion, is, or well, 32nd place anyway, is leading the pack, up 3 grand.
That was fun to watch that series, given the fact that there were so many Texas players in it. Kind of,
Yeah.
Poker Traveler was in there. I think he went out on 100 something. There were a couple other players as well making some deep runs. I mean, going out in 100th place out of what 7,000, 8,000 players.
Yeah.
That's insane. It's insane.
Phenomenal.
And SETI, the Poker Traveler, just cashed in another event for $82,000 in
Wow.
3rd place. So really on a heater and a roll. Just throw him some love here on the chat. Everybody knows the Poker Traveler. Ooh, sorry for that 23. That was a tough roll. So Anderson's going to check his 2 pair. I apologize. I missed the pre-flop action. I don't know.
Top 2 checks from the straddle, looks like.
Maybe a flush draw there, some sort of combo draw. So Magic's going to bet. Chris makes an interesting call.
Interesting call there with King 10.
Interesting is code for I'm not sure what he was doing.
Well,
I think a raise would be better, but and there's the check raise. So Anderson's never check raising without it.
Apparently.
He's never. It's never a
I was
bluff.
expecting, like,
Not against these players, and not. It's never a bluff. So
This is just enough gas.
Yeah, this is a.
On the borderline.
Okay, cool.
The game is.
Anderson is literally telling you I have it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was never a hat guy, like baseball caps or anything. Never really got into it.
Aaron was never a hat. I'm a hat guy. I always wear a hat when I play poker. I just I can't wear one when I commentate. My head's too big. Cameron with a 6K stack in 2.5. You will never see that in Vegas. You'll never see a 2.5. It would be very rare to see a 6K stack at 2.5 in Vegas. Do you go to Vegas and play?
I have, and yeah, I agree. I mean, it would be almost unheard of.
Well, it's capped at
6K
$500. So
Oh, it's bizarre.
most,
yeah,
yeah.
totally
Poopier hair.
weird small stack game, or it seems it's small stack, but with the way people play, it's not even.
It's even smaller.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
I would play the 5 pin there, and it's capped at 1,500 at the Bellagio. I love playing at the Bellagio Poker Room. So the 5-10, it's all pros, all experienced people, but it's capped at 1,500, so which is smaller than
I
this.
actually appreciate Texas Poker so much. I mean, here we are playing a purportedly 2-5 game, and everybody's got more than a 5-10 buy-in in Vegas.
Yeah, it's
everyone.
Way more.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's a fried rice. Yeah.
Surprisingly, though, if you can play a 1-2 game in Vegas, there's a lot of action because people just.
Yeah.
It's a different dynamic. All right, so looks like we just have a couple of. Oh, K-Dog does have a pair.
Oops. Praying for it to be
I
good.
think Anderson's
which it
going to
is.
take a stab at this.
He takes a
Small
stab.
little-
Oh. And K-Dog.
He's going to rep that ace, so.
Tough to find a call with that run out. So.
I mean, he can call ace jack.
Fortune cookie first.
Read the fortune.
I hear the luckiest way to do it is to just crush it up and snort it.
Or you could be like Ken.
I don't know what we're talking about.
I believe I missed part of that conversation.
Something about snorting it.
Yeah, I think he's talking about Pop Rocks.
Yeah, must be pop.
That's got to hurt.
Yeah, I know.
That's got to hurt.
I
think that'd ruin your day.
Shit in my day, but no, I'm not doing that.
Look at that. Aggression frequency, 62% for Anderson.
Anderson is quietly playing a really good game here.
Yeah.
He's definitely got a profit going on.
Halfway decent.
And players are electing not to really play with Anderson a lot.
Clearly.
I mean,
Well, and I think maybe one of the reasons this is so high is because although he's been dealt in 44 hands, like I said, I don't think he's played that many. You know, the ones he's been in.
he has. He
been
had the
aggressive,
lowest.
but-
He had the lowest VP a few hands ago. So Ragnar says, "I would have put money on Aaron going through a fedora phase."
There you go.
I don't know if I see a fedora on Aaron. I see a fedora on you.
Really?
But you wear a hat. He doesn't even wear a hat.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You know what?
I don't even own a
think I know-
fedora.
I think I'm catching what Ragnar's throwing there. I kind of get it. Maybe
More
I
of
could see
a
that.
coffee house. He always wears the hoodies or the sweatshirts. Some more face.
Wow, this is a really interesting flop for these guys.
It's a big flop. It really is. It doesn't look like it would be. And somebody got this. No, it's cleared the board. No. Okay, I'm not sure. No, it's 8. It's not an ace. It's an 8. It looks like. It's possibly the worst card on the turn-in river.
Cam does not continue there.
They both have 6. And
That's probably
Robert
gonna-
has the best hand.
He's bluffing now. Interesting.
Bluffing with the best hand. Cameron's probably going to fold that.
Guess he thought he could get a hand like what? Pocket nines?
I
or
don't know.
something?
I don't.
Fold?
No, you'd have found he had 9s on the flop, right? You would think.
Well,
But
but he bet the flop, right? Cam bet the flop, and then
Yeah.
he called. So what's he trying to get to fold? That
I
would
don't
have
know.
bet the flop.
Because he's not trying to get
I mean, I
value.
guess just
This is where I
I guess he's just trying
Small
to get all
pocket
the,
pair,
all the air to
or
fold.
big, or like sevens. Yeah, showdown value. It's always nice to.
Yeah, you would think it would be a check.
But what's great about poker, there's more than one way to play it right.
Yeah, interesting.
Do you go back and watch the streams that you play on?
If I do,
You
know,
did
I just
early
kinda-
on, though, right?
What's that?
When you first started playing the streams, you did early on. You went back and watched them more so than now.
Yeah, well, and to this day, I still will if there's a big hand, or sometimes I'll even just kind of skip through it and watch the hands I was in. It's always good to reverse engineer everything that happened based on now knowing what you and the opponent had. You know.
Well, we got aces for Robert.
That's right, I can afford my own meal.
I like his raising size. You'll typically see players really bet big with this size, but he's not going to get called. He says full time. I imagine you being a family man, like it's tough to carve out 4 hours. If you're not playing poker here, then we're going to watch that for 4 hours. That's tough.
Yeah, yeah. Well, one of the great things about these streams is you can just leave them on in the background while you do other things, or you can engage if you want in the chat, or
Shit, man, he eats a fortune.
kind of choose your level of engagement. And then after the fact, you can skip through it quick. So, great all around.
I watched every stream when I play on the stream. I don't play. I've only played a couple times this year, but I don't watch the streams that I commentate on.
Does it kind of weird you out to hear
It
your
is.
voice?
It is. It just really bothers me to, I can't believe I said that. Oh, I was way off on that. And just hearing my voice doesn't appeal to me. I never watch it back.
Yeah.
It's just.
I can imagine something about listening to yourself talk about a hand is more, probably more troubling than like just watching yourself play a hand, maybe a way you wish you would have played it differently. You know, I can see that.
Sorry, I thought
We have Mr. Lottie in the hand with 10-7 suited.
With 10-7 suited, and I think
Whoops, this flop.
he's probably not going to get real connected to this.
I'm just glad he's in. Oh, he's in the blind.
Yep. Does this count for VPIP?
No.
Good. He didn't have to complete a straddle, did he, in the big blind? 'Cause if he did, I think that counts to
Oh, I don't know. That's a good question. I think it does. Let me adjust the VPIPs accordingly.
No, please.
That puts him at 40%.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Right.
For all of you who don't know, if you didn't hear earlier, we have a small little prop bet on Lottie's participation in the game.
Yeah, will his
If you will.
VPIP be north or south of 20%? Typically, it's south, so I've given Dante 2-to-1 odds that, in fact,
And I'm still
it would be
losing.
north. Yes.
So I took the over on the 20.
Yeah. You know what? He did complete a stream. I want to say it was.
Oh,
a couple
he's
weeks
been
ago.
in the 30s.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
commented on the streams where he's been at 30%.
But you know, 100 hands, even if you're a really tight player, you get a run
That's
of good
the- yeah.
hands, and you're easily over that mark. You know, I mean, 100 hands. That's you're just playing 30 hands.
Yeah, that's,
You get 30 good hands.
or 30 playable hands.
Yeah, playable.
not right. Swing's not right.
There seems to be some confusion.
There we go.
It'd be funny if there was a mistake and it showed everybody's hand in the middle of the hand on that screen.
Yeah, I've often thought about that. I've gotten comfortable with that thing now that I've played a bunch of streams. But at first, you're going, what's going on with this thing? I see a bunch of cards and player names, and
I know.
it's like, is the size of the pot on there to help? You know, like what all's on there? In fact, they have literally nothing useful for the players at all. So it's well.
Let you know
thought
if your cards are scanned, and that's it. So
yeah,
you can
right,
tell.
right. Literally just.
I
tells you
played
what
on
you're
this
scanning.
stream. Like I said, I've only played 3 or 4 streams this year, but I played on this stream the second time we rolled out with that. You know, I was really confused because nobody explained it to me.
Yeah.
A little spicy.
Cameron lost $80 somewhere.
Yeah, yeah.
He was at 6K. V-pips. Where is William at 17.7? Oh, he went. No, he went down. No, he was at 16, so he went up 1%. Where'd he go, William? Anderson has the exact same V-pip.
V-pip leaders, Robert.
Well, I think he played the first 20 hands.
Yeah. I remember him a lot more early on for sure.
You didn't go with the duck?
Ace 5 suited for Chris. Let's see what he does.
This is going to be a raise, sure.
Oh, he's the straddle. Well, I guess he didn't straddle, so he's just going to open to 35. I'd say that's a really good raise for when there's a straddle on, but it looks large when there's $7 in the pot.
Yeah, you put yourself in a tough spot if you get re-raised here. Like if you made it 25.
Yep, and there we go. Lottie, helping Dante win a bet.
I mean, I've definitely
Just need 10 of those in a row. We're going to be good.
With King 10, and Magic's going to
I've been out of that world now for like
rebet with pocket queens.
It's a tough spot for Chris. He's going to have to call this because, again, we talk about being exploitive. Yeah, he would be reverse exploitive, right? He would holding his raises.
Oh, that's right.
Not a good image, so he's going to call.
Okay.
All call.
Yeah, and then, of course, that's going to bring in Mr. Lottie, as it should.
Yeah, worked at Los Alamos, then got recruited to like a...
Okay, so that's not going to help anybody. Chris does have some backdoor opportunities here, but that's not going to matter.
Probably
as
not
much.
enough to put it in.
Yeah.
Okay, then I...
If that 7 or 8 was a 3, something like that,
Especially
a 4,
to
yeah.
Oh, that freaking guy. Yeah, okay. No, I know of that guy. No, I never knew that guy.
All right.
It was way before your time, huh?
I thought you were talking about a staff scientist that had a name. It sounded very similar to that.
Taking it down with the dust hand.
Yeah, Magic's never bluffing there. The worst hand he wakes up with is Ace King, I think, and then he still beats everybody.
Want to straddle your stack? No? Okay.
More to give you
I'll wait till like 9:30, 9:45.
Yeah. We'll get
The power hour, triple straddle.
5, 10, one time.
380 to go.
We have about an hour and a half left, and we've only gotten to 52 hands, so we're going to run around about the 85, 80 hand mark
saw that
tonight,
hand
I'm
between
guessing.
Mickey and Wesley.
10s and the
10s, Queen Jack.
No, I like the one later on with Risky where
Looking like we may come up a little shy of the 100-hand mark, but probably
Yeah.
not a whole lot.
I haven't done a lot of streams with it. We've actually hit that, but a few.
And Aaron's going to defend with 9-8 offsuit. That's a miss for both players.
They did one at 7:30 when he
I
came in.
bet C-Bet takes that down. Yep.
7:30 he came into the box and you took a lot of my money.
I feel like it's been somewhat distributed around these tables at this point.
Oh, I feel like I haven't got really my fair share of that.
No. Madison, I agree with you.
I'm still waiting for my cut.
You want the 10 though, right? You just had to keep your foot on the gas. Jeff was going to give it up.
Probably. I chickened out.
William's talking about a hand run out though against Jeff.
We would never see another bluff from Will.
He didn't continue betting on other streets to take it down. Jeff took it down with his pocket eights.
game tape, it's like I'm crazy like that at times. Not every time.
I shouldn't have even re-raised 3 to begin with if I wasn't going to answer it.
Must have missed that. Was that Queen 10 suited? was folded? I don't
Couldn't
think
be.
so. I
Right?
saw Queen 10. I didn't know if it was.
I think it was offsuit. Even that though.
Even that, I would. That's
somewhat surprising.
yeah. That's you don't know what Chris has.
Best card ever or the worst card ever?
And look, would have had pretty good equity.
Because that scared you off.
Yeah.
But for me, I hated it because I was going to pull to the next match.
Exactly, yeah. Like I almost shoved, but then I talked myself
K
back.
Dog picks up
Oh, good.
at the clubs they get there. I played a lot of time with K Dog. I believe he is unbluffable at the regular 2-5 game. And the bluff on the river takes it.
Do we know what he had? We don't know
No,
what he had.
I'm just assuming.
Yeah.
How's life down in San Antonio these days, man?
Good. My first time back up in Austin, besides like driving through in like 2 months.
Look at that.
Yeah, I
We're
haven't
going
seen you in a
to now restraddle to 25.
And then I was in
We're going to play
San
some
Antonio for that whole month of July.
big
promo
pots
thing.
full.
Yeah, that was cool, man. Dude, you crushed everybody.
Yeah, about like 50, 40 hours.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Was somebody like, was the next guy down or whatever?
This is
like,
just
really
such a
gonna
Texas
try to
phenomenon. You know, you start a 2-5 game, and then it's 2-5 pin, and now here we are. We're
Yeah,
2
but I
hours
mean, like,
in, and
earlier,
it's
before it was
a
that
2-5 25 game, or a 2-5 10 25.
Yeah, I mean, this is essentially, yeah.
It went from being like a mid-stakes game to like, you know, firmly in the lower end of the high stakes category, right?
And he started lowering the requirements every week.
It is because they start out with 2,000 at 2.5, and now they're at 25. That's effectively $10,000.
Yeah.
End of the month.
If you're looking at how many blinds. And there's another. There's some pocket. Now it's Magic's turn with pocket aces. He had queens earlier, just a few hands ago. He raises it to 100.
And if the bad beat did not hit throughout that whole month, then by hours, whoever played the most amount of hours would win. Yeah.
He basically 5x'd it, which
It
is
was
appropriate.
a chop thing. So they split up the 100,000 into
Jeff
20
can't
spots.
defend.
So the top 10 got 6,000 each, and the bottom 10 of the 20 got 4,000 each. So I got 6K. Just for playing what I would normally play anyway, basically.
Well, it's going to fold out when you have aces.
something better than
Pre-flop.
everybody else. But you got the same as the other.
No, I got
Oh,
You don't
okay.
mind.
Okay.
There's
Okay.
a bunch of straddle money out there.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to play anyway. I put in more hours than I normally would, and played on days I normally wouldn't have played.
Yeah.
But I mean, I still up for the month, and plus the little bonus for 6K isn't bad. And I went up and played in Dallas, like I said last
We
week.
have a straddle, restraddle. Did William go with the third straddle?
Okay.
Something tells me no.
I love it. They had 3 jackpots.
We'll see.
Back to back to back.
Must be nice.
Don't fold.
No.
The food? I went to Panda Express, had no problem. There's a Panda Express, an IHOP. and all
This is an
sorts of
open, yeah. Fun hand, 7-5 suited for Chris.
That was what I ran
Raised
into.
40.
Oh, sorry.
It's not like it's the biggest casino in the world right
No, it did raise.
It is pretty damn big. It'd take you like 15 minutes.
Is that a
to
min
walk
raise?
in, you know? Yeah, the poker room's even further if you're coming from the hotel.
Yeah, I
wound up
guess it
comping
is.
a room after my first day, so I wound up staying longer than I was.
Obviously going to be a complete for Robert.
I got there on a Sunday night.
He's actually ahead
$100
at the moment.
cap.
Yeah,
Where to go?
What was the wait time?
think
No,
about.
no wait time. The seat was open, so I just walked right
Nobody
in.
flops anything.
No, it was the only table they had was 1, 2. And like my very first hand, I chopped with
That's an opportunity there.
Yeah, that would
My second hand, I
definitely
put
be
top pair.
a small C bet for me because
Short stack with like $50 goes all
it's so
in.
hard to connect with that board. I mean,
Just
how many
calls, so
hands
I
are
raise all in.
super excited to fold there, like
She's
everything.
already all in, the other guy calls. He's got like Jack 6 of
I mean, and you know, on top of that, he completed a straddle, right? So he has about
yeah.
like 80% of the.
Yeah, so I just, yeah,
Right?
I bet there would have, even if somebody had
Flop,
like
1, 2, you know,
Jack
200
9 or
game.
something like that, they're going to fold.
Oh
More
yeah,
likely
Tons
than
of
not.
guys
So,
better than you.
So
Yeah.
I was in that poker for all
Now,
of like
you know,
15
it
minutes.
runs out diamonds. Robert has a low
Nugget a month
flush
ago,
and
they had a 78 person wait list.
actually goes for value.
They text you and you have 15 minutes.
Funny how.
while eating Chinese
There
food.
was no way, but it was a Sunday night. There was nothing going on. So.
They had 6 tables, all full. It was all 1-2.
All 1-2.
The Golden Nugget in Vegas.
No, Golden Nugget is
I was gonna say the Golden Nugget Vegas is an uncapped one too.
Yeah.
That's a huge game. Or it can be. Depending on the team. I was there in June and I played there once.
Yep, I'm trying to get Steve's here.
William, suited connectors. Splash a little.
Yeah. Yeah, you know.
Wow, K-Dog.
Playing by the book, early position. Ooh, and a little mini min click. Anderson's going to get spicy with 10-9 offsuit. 3 bets.
This is definitely a raise here, but
Yep. It looks so strong now, though, right?
yeah, but nobody min raises.
40 doesn't last
Chris did
very
it just a
long.
minute ago, but nobody ever. You never see a min raise.
Like it feels like I've hardly gotten card 6.
And that's exactly what Anderson's saying. Like min click, and then you.
And he's, yeah, I mean, I think you just have to let this go, right? I mean, it's not suited. You're out of position. You were making a move and it didn't work.
Got a 4 bet. It's like, look,
Yeah. Yeah.
God.
you might have.
Yeah, I mean, good play by Anderson. I mean, you know, he saw what looked to be a really weak entry to the pot,
So are you just in
right?
town to
Tried to
play
take
this
advantage
hard,
of
or
it,
you,
only to find out it was a
visiting
trap.
somebody, or
It's a
what's
trap.
up? Oh, that's right. You said you were from Wisconsin, but you moved here, right? Okay. Sorry.
Here in like a year.
Oh, well, all right. Welcome. As of a year ago. How do you like it here?
Great. I was telling him, I had no idea that poker was like what it is here. It was like a pleasant surprise.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes, it is.
Looks like Chris is talking about. I think he just moved here from Wisconsin and kind of chatting it up down there.
Oh, cool. Well, we may see more of him then. All right, Ace King making its
First.
second
Oh,
appearance,
second. We've
right?
seen him. Okay.
Yeah, I think it folded out last time though. We haven't seen a flop with it. Someone folded Jack 10.
You have 2 of them.
This is a calling hand, William.
And
Sorry,
we're
guys.
not
I'm
gonna
just
see a
trying to
flop
get William
again.
to raise his V pick here.
I don't know. You might be beyond hope now. We're at hand 57.
Yeah,
Every 2
I don't-
cards are bluffable cards.
You're-
You just have to
I
believe.
think we're going to need pretty continuous V pipping from here on out.
You didn't know what the 9 treasure
Yeah,
was.
that's funny.
Yeah.
Aaron, if I straddle 40, you go 80.
Oh, good lord.
Early for all that shit.
It's a little early for that.
Let's go.
I'll do it in
Anderson,
I'll wait for
K-Dog,
power hour for all that
and
shit.
Robert
Power hour will work.
What's this power hour?
The last hour
Aaron.
of the stream.
It's just,
We just
everyone
are our
gets
most
counted.
aggressive players as per the stats for the first 55 hands.
You gotta get super weird.
Yeah.
I'm really surprised by that list.
Butt chuck
Are
of
you?
Nick Ultra.
No, and I think with a different lineup, I think Aaron plays less hands. I've seen the VPIP lower depending on.
He's just been getting them
He,
this time.
yeah, well, and he's trying to play. It looks like he's trying to play more exploitive, getting him with pots.
We could do
It
some
feels
of
like.
that.
We'll get the new guy to introduce him. He's like, well, yeah. I mean,
You want to hear what it is?
be careful.
Right.
Cameron's going to speculate here with an 8-4. 8-8-5, please. He does outflop him.
Yep.
This coming Thursday in a few days, I'm hosting a stream.
That's not the flop you want to see with
Let me
pocket
make my
fives.
lineup. I've got a few spots left.
Expect it'll go
Okay.
check all the way from here.
What location? Right here. On Thursday?
Yeah, this coming
Get a
Thursday.
5.
Oh,
Oh, well, I gotta
counterfeited
do
by
the commentary.
his 8 highs. No, that's chop pot.
And now
I'm gonna be doing a show on your show.
Bluff will take it. He's laughed, so he's probably going to just check.
That's a small tell.
Yeah.
Is it 5-10 or is it
Oh, no, it's
5-5 or
2-5.
He had it the whole way,
They
but
said something about a special stream tonight.
Tonight?
Like on the Poker Alice. Yeah.
Tonight was supposed to be
It
special?
said like it was a special thing, and then Kristen told me that it's a normal fun.
Yeah, I didn't know it was special.
It was probably because of last year's the holdover, because it was a special 1-3 for Dante, or a couple weeks ago for Dante's birthday. Was that last month?
yeah, I like that Dante's birthday stream.
think so.
No, Dante.
No Dante. Yeah.
Although,
Maybe
I goofed. I came and I played it,
well, who all,
but I left
bunch of
my
friends of mine from, like,
I left my
Cambridgetown.
jersey. We were supposed to wear
Yeah.
jerseys in honor of
is it
Dante.
San
Dante's
Antonio?
love of sports.
Several
I saw Tillman.
Yes, he was in it, as was Sam, I think. Right?
Was he? I was supposed to bring Sam a
Rhonda
jersey.
said she was going to come and
Oh.
like backed out yesterday.
Oh, he did?
Sam,
Okay.
Sam had one. Well, mine was hanging in my office, and I sort of thought,
Get back in.
since you weren't going to be able to come, that was off. But I goofed. I got me a Longhorns jersey, so you're going to have another
Yeah, I
birthday
tend
stream
to.
next year.
Yeah, I would like to, but I am scheduled, so let's see.
So if you can get somebody to cover for you you'd like to play, I have like 2 or 3 seats.
Okay, all right.
I'm available if they want to go that route.
Or if you want to play, Will, I mean, I'm okay with you playing.
Would you want to take this Thursday?
So he's talking about Anderson's stream. Like he's just saying, well, Dante said he couldn't do it.
Either one. I
Do
don't
you
care.
want to do it?
Both of you.
Yes,
I'll
Will.
do it both plays.
No, I won't break my ass down to San Antonio.
No, it's here.
Oh, it's here? Oh, sure.
Right here at this table
Oh.
on Thursday.
All right, V-pick, where are we at? 16.67 for
Oh, he's just
Lottie.
going the other way.
She called me a couple weeks ago. I've been
I'm happy to do that. too.
not here for the last few months, couple months because of all the stuff I've been doing.
Like more tape?
So she's been offering me trains.
Oh,
I mean,
20.
I mean, I
She
hear
said,
like if I sit here, I can lose money.
when's that available? She threw a date.
I could sit
already
here
got
putting
the
my
mic?
money on the line, or I could sit back there and make peanuts talking shit about all of you, but not lose money.
My pitch form is getting a lot of practice tonight.
Good, purple. This keeps happening.
Some speculative hands.
Yeah, blind versus blind game going here. We're playing a little heads-up poker.
There's a jack.
Yep. So
And a
Chris-
4,
Chris
so they
has
both
top
got-
pair. Top pair, no kicker. Definitely can check that.
I like the check versus the bet.
Yeah, and now Aaron thinks he has the best hand with a 4 bets. It's probably going to go check on the turn, and then we'll see a bet from Chris on the river. Oh, nope.
So-
He's going to lead. This
Well, he did
might
pick up
give
a
Aaron an
little
excuse.
bit equity. I mean, he can hit a straight here, but the 75 doesn't make a lot of sense. I mean, how does that 7 improve? Yeah, and Aaron's sniffed that right out.
Yeah, now Aaron has a reason to let it go.
I think Aaron would have fired another one on the turn if he would have checked.
I was playing gear one.
Yeah, he may have fired another one
But how we only had 80 hands, it's been 4 hours.
or
We're going to the river.
called a reasonably sized river bet if he checks, you know.
Yeah.
Get 80 hands.
Hard to,
Nobody folds.
Usually those donk leads
Most amount of
like that, whether it's on the flop or on the, it's really strong. You typically do that because, and I'm not saying it's in this case, but I usually do that when I don't know what to do.
right.
I just want to end the hand right
Yeah.
there. And so I see a lot of that. But I don't know if that's the reason.
It's really a challenge to balance out
Yeah.
those donk leads. You can do it, but a lot of players do. But it's there's a reason the book says check to the razor, right?
Well, over the long run, you're going to get paid more. And we have kings again, so Magic's getting some really
Cold
big
4 bet
hands.
on the button by Magic. That just
Oh,
looks
is this Robert with
super
jacks
strong.
again?
Yeah, poor Robert. Will he jam it again is the question. He was in this exact spot versus this exact hand with this exact hand earlier, and he jammed.
He's
here.
got to call. I mean, you can't
Same,
fold.
but hey, same stack size. This is the same spot. This
And
is the
he's
same
in the
spot.
worst position again.
Will he jam?
So, he told him on the notes to bring me a large water.
My watch is telling me.
Look, he's like,
Well, they've got delicious Topo Chicos in that fridge over there.
Sure did.
he says you have position. I mean, all this him. I think he's definitely going to fold.
That they're all.
You know, versus this player,
Yeah, no, there's definitely not anymore.
Magic.
But they have some regular.
He doesn't get out of line, you know, that
No.
much. So that just looks
There you go.
massively strong when he cold fours from the button.
4-7 deuces.
It's a tough one, right? Because I think most of the time you just call.
Oh, yeah, when
Yeah.
he cold fours.
But because
Yeah,
Jackson's
what-
still a big hand, top 5 hands, top 4 hands. But
Yeah, and if it comes all undercards, you're gonna have to call down a little bit. But you know, easy to get away from it if an ace or king comes, and you know,
you call with the queen.
obviously
comes,
you leave yourself the opportunity to flop a set too, which that makes it a lot more fun.
There's 6 hands in there. And you can rest assured it wasn't like one of the top 3 of them.
Yeah, that's assured.
I mean, yeah, it's 300 to win 800 with 1,600 in your stack behind. Well, I guess it would have been 12. If he'd have called, it would have been
It'd call,
1,500
yeah.
behind.
Now your SPR is a little over 1-to-1, but
It's a little, yeah. I mean,
so you could get away with a bet.
Well, no, they look like winners. And they,
Yeah.
he did. You know, Magic chose an interesting size there at 400, right? That's a big size from the button
Power up on that.
against an open of $100, right? That's 4x from the button, which
Call like 275 would have been more.
yeah,
Something
200,
like that,
300
300.
probably would have been that would have been a lot harder for him to lay it down, right? Like almost impossible.
And it could be close for him to go over the top.
Keep looking at the second.
You're
See,
right.
275, you might see, you know, a third of the time you could see a jam there.
Yeah, and so
I looked again. I was like, oh, it's
that when
really
he,
close. We got
you know, if he's going to cold four, which is what he's doing, right? Cold four, but it already looks so strong. You know, you might be exacerbating it a little bit with a really large size, you know.
It could be another one of those when you have aces or kings. It could be like a little bit of a scared bet. You'll just take down some of that dead money right now.
Yeah.
There's already a 3-bet in there.
Could be.
Going went to the one on campus. Right.
Magic's mixing up his game a little bit. He's got the suited 3-gapper.
Yeah,
I think that
yeah.
one.
Hey man, love to see it. This is
When he hits, you can never.
no one knows what's going on.
And he kind of hit this a little bit, right? You never put him on second pair here.
Who's like your server at that time,
bet
right?
the
Whether they
pair.
like go in and taunt.
He was a pre-flop raiser, so
Or like nibble at it.
Seems standard, I guess. Although this flop, you know,
favors his opponent. more.
Right.
You would think, right? So
Oh, very good. Brisket, old pork, the crispy fish. It's good every once in a while. I don't like it like as much as the brisket because I like four-legged.
I'd be giving him some hands and some pots. We sit on Lottie.
It's
Got more
prepared
hands
well
to,
though. It's like crispy little.
to play here. And Lottie's still nursing that profit for tonight. You got Anderson,
Yeah.
Jeff, Aaron,
Look at that.
Cameron, all winning some money here. And Robert and Chris
I've
and
been there. I went there
K-Dog
one
are
time and I didn't like it.
down 2 to 3K there.
Like I thought.
Still got time, got another hour and 15.
Combo opposite was just kind of meh.
Oh man, the steak is.
they've all had some tough spots.
Yeah, it's always chewy. There we go. Oh,
All right, this is one Lottie can VPip. Here we go.
They come in for a raise for sure.
A wild Carolyn appeared.
I've seen you forever. How you been?
Oh, here comes the 3-bet from Cam. Ace Queen of Hearts.
Punish him for repipping.
That's okay. The VP went up. It looks like we have Carolyn. We have bomb pods coming up with Carolyn. Super producer Carolyn. Looks like she's going to be dealing here. We get to see a bomb pod.
Pretty good getting the shittiest condition in the bomb pots every time.
Just the way we drew it up. Good job, people.
What mountains are you from?
So,
What mountains are you from? California mountains?
Colorado. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I grew up in the Rockies, like on the
Are you playing after this?
Just like
Might sit down for a little bit.
You spent much time in Colorado?
A little bit of time in Denver, but not really.
You know, you can only watch for so long before the appetite grows, you know.
Yeah, but I made a promise.
Okay, sure.
Yes, you did. You
There's
better
some
keep
parts
that
of
promise.
drive that are nice when you go through Colorado, and like the rest of it is just like desert, and then fucking.
She loves you.
Iowa.
She wants you to play it safe. When are you allowed to play again?
Next week.
Next week. Okay.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I'll
I
play
would drive
once a
from
week,
Madison
a
back
little bit,
to,
and then
Colorado.
I was playing like 40 hours.
Most of that drive.
Yeah, heck yeah, man.
Yeah, I was playing 40 hours for the longest time.
Seattle and New York a couple of times.
Drove that?
Yeah.
Wow.
And once you get past the mountains, there's like nothing until Chicago.
everybody.
All right, well, Lottie's up about 0.2% on that VPIP.
Just set them. Yeah, put them on there.
Yeah, I'd say most players are in that 20 to 30% range, which it's normal for Texas poker. Full board bomb pot.
Couple of shared cards there.
Wow.
Oh, kings on
Pocket
both
kings.
boards.
That is super overpowered hand.
Gonna have to fade some draws here. I don't really see anybody else. I see. Well, I guess I didn't see that.
And I love when I have set, but the thing about top set
You had it
is
all, right?
you block it all, right?
Yeah, you
Especially
just
on a
have.
board like that where there's no made straights or made flushes or anything, right? So I mean, what are your opponents calling with, right?
I mean, you got nut right now, but oh, you kind of you block your own. I don't want to say you block your own nuts. You don't get quads. And when I say you're like, well, you're playing for quads, quads happen all the time in bomb pots. And I'd rather have top set and then a drawing hand on the board.
Yeah. Yeah, because then, you know, your opponents can have hands like the converse, right? The opposite on, you know, or there's reason for them to enter the pot. And then you can outplay on subsequent streets.
Yeah,
And
I've
then
gotten
Bobby just like slammed, picked me off.
Come on, William, 10-4, that's playable.
All right, here comes Magic with pocket jacks.
And he's got jacks, aces, kings,
He's had it all.
at least
man.
it's twice, kings, queens, and jacks.
Yeah,
See three fold.
he's had them all.
And
All the
I don't think they've been busted either. K-Dog's going to call for sure. Oh, he does call. That's going to bring in Mr. Anderson from the Matrix.
Yeah. And
Wow, Jack's four-way to the flop. That's not what you really want to see. And you know what? I think it's pretty easy to get away from the Jacks. You don't really lose a lot of money there.
well, not when it's four ways.
Four-way,
right?
someone's got an
I
ace.
mean, you just can't put more money in there if you face much of a bet.
How much did he
This
bet?
is a
50?
really small bet.
This is probably a call. Oh, he
got
already
a call.
folded. He already folded. And the inferior pair does call.
Even Aaron saw the necessity of a call for that bet size. Although, you know, four ways, a lot of times you just lighten it up.
This card helps a little bit for Aaron. It gives him some sort of gut shot here. $60 to win 285. That's probably a call. He's probably looking. No, he knows he's behind. His opponent's never betting four ways, unless he has an ace.
This
So
is just so
7 or
milky.
6.
It's so milky.
It is.
But, you know, K-Dog, trouble is, just based on how he's been playing tonight and what we know about him, he could have something weird, you know? Whereas if this was like Magic making those bets, you'd probably be able to let it go, right? But it's
I like the
little less
fact
predictable play.
that he didn't bet the river because no one's calling him, and it opens the door to a bluff. I mean, he has ace 10. He does have top pair, but it's not strong.
Time you can't even do the stop.
You know, any ace jack. I mean, so I like the fact that he didn't
Were you
bet
just
that.
playing 2-5? Did you play 5?
Well, he recognized that he had to bet small to get something worse in his hand to call, you know? You bet a big old pot-sized bet on the flop, it's going to be the ace-jack that calls you, you know?
For real, dude.
He rolled an 87, Ragnar.
I've talked
That's
with a
pretty
couple
good.
people about this in the past. We've never made it happen about just like doing that like every other month or something. Just like go up there and get an Airbnb for a week or something and just like degen out.
Yeah.
We should do that. Just tell us.
Fun hand for Magic, and he's not going to do it.
Yeah, it really was.
That's a you know, that's
Snuggie?
standard, right? It's standard for Vegas poker and tight for Texas poker.
And he's
Would
in
you say?
early. Yeah, he's in early position. I get it, but still, I mean, what's the worst time? Just put $10 in, and I guess there's going to raise 90% of the time pre-flop. So you're looking at 40 or $50 for that hand.
Yeah, well,
in early
you know,
position.
hey, if it comes from a small blind or something, and you call you're in position, all of a sudden you're in position to see the connectors, and you're all right. But, yeah, I mean, certainly, certainly the book says that's a fold. So
Like the room smell like smoke, bathroom smell like smoke.
And bars on the window.
I can already tell that everyone's going to win this hand. Chris is. He's got some live tails going on here. He's chatting it up while he's in a hand to his neighbor there. He doesn't look at the board when he checked.
Best deal on the strip.
he's done with the hand.
Yeah, you get to just unless he just blast a bit for check raise.
Yeah, Aaron.
Big fan for 99 cents.
Why is it the worst beer?
I don't know. Some
Aaron
of the
bets
ingredients
there
is what it is.
with relative certainty as the best hand.
I wasn't even sure what a Newcastle is until you said that in the beer.
Oh, the nut brown?
Yeah, up around.
I used to love news.
Oh, absolutely. I was guessing. Maybe Guinness?
Guinness is actually relatively.
Maybe that was Anderson that knocked on the door.
Like cancer patients?
Anderson that did what?
Knocked on the door.
No, it was one of the dealers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right, K-Dog now the nut highest
they're
progression
surprisingly
frequency,
light in
54%.
Oh,
That's interesting to watch back. You know, to get 54% on 68 hands, you gotta be throwing some money around.
We got some interesting hands here. K-Dog just elects to raise at this suited Broadway cards, and it's technically a hand.
But out flopped.
That was the good side for me.
I'd like to see another heart on there to make it interesting, but Aaron's got this hand. Although K-Dog does have a gutter and a backdoor flush draw, it's definitely worthy of a call here.
Yeah, even facing pretty large bet size.
Probably going to kill it from there.
Will he bet again? This is an interesting spot, right? Like, if you check, the flush draws and straight draws might bet, right? Which you want. However, if you bet, you're probably going to get called by really good draws anyway. So maybe you don't need to worry about trying to put in a raise, you know.
I think Aaron's looking at, he's just targeting the one pair of hands here.
Something where the WW
150 is like 70%, a little bit bigger.
I think like
6 call.
it took a lot of negotiation for like the Dwayne Johnson
So-
to go by the rock outside of.
Oh, wow.
Now Aaron knows pretty much for sure that he's up against
One from a creative standpoint, yes, but from a marketing
busted
and
draw
merchandising, it's not as good for
or
the individual.
like an optimistic 9, right?
Yeah, and I'd probably check here if I was Aaron. You want to try to get a bluff going. If he bets here, he's not getting anything. An ace would pay off.
If you bet, it needs to be something that
That was actually,
His like story.
yeah, it's like his whole life. Like the collapse of his wedding or his marriage.
that's a
His daughters quit talking to him. Like fall while he was in like the apex of his career. Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Robert.
It's also the era of the rock star.
Yeah, he does. He got a mullet, so you can probably still get in that range a little bit.
I have an odd question for you. I know that I'm not from Texas. I moved here from, I'm not going to say where.
San Jose, California.
San Jose. Wow, that's so specific. That's true. And what's the best hamburger joint? Like, what's the best fast food hamburger?
Here in Austin,
Yeah, well, Texas, Austin, yeah.
you know,
The reason why I say that is because everybody loves that Whataburger.
well, yeah.
Because it's open all the time.
You know, and it's kind of a Texas staple, and not just because the burgers even. You know, the other thing that they're kind of popularized by is the fact that they're one of the only places that you can always count on to be open. Right? 24 hours a day. They finish up here at the bar at 3 in the morning. You can roll by there, get you on a bun or whatever you want. You know, and they have some reasonably good breakfast items, I think, on their menu, which they serve from 11 p.m. to 11 a.m. So it's half the day. And
I was about to skip it. I'm gonna save this. I'm gonna save this up.
some pretty good dinner items aside from the burgers as well. You know, I like the chicken strips. Okay, some people have told me they find them disgusting, but I rather enjoy them.
I have only been there once, and that was right because it's when I was leaving. I left here like super, I guess, early in the morning, and they were open.
Well,
So.
used to when we'd come visit California, we would make a beeline for the In-N-Out because that's
Yeah.
the only place that it was, right? Because it was just such an amazing burger, and I still think, that, you know, that might be as far as fast food burgers go, that might take for me.
I was going to say that. I know they have In-N-Out here, but In-N-Out in California is just like Whataburger is here. It's a staple. The lines, it's not uncommon that you would always wait an hour to get your hamburger. Here, you can. There's In-N-Out on Whitestone. You just 10 minutes, 5 minutes. I've never seen In-N-Out like that. People here don't like In-N-Out, which is weird. Sorry for the off topic. But I just curious.
Oh no! Okay, this is a big hand.
Wow,
Right,
I
so Ace King,
Wow.
Ace King flop. He checks because he has it locked up, right?
I
Checks
see.
through. Lottie freaking turns a set.
He's gonna raise this. No, he just calls.
Just calls.
I like it.
Tricky.
Just tough to get. I mean,
Yeah.
he definitely puts his opponent on an ace.
Diamond doesn't mess up anything, so this is going to be
Commences.
bet, raise,
All in.
maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
Minimum
Top
call,
two.
right? At a minimum
Top
call.
two. He bets 300.
Well, it's an
Big ol'
hour
over
until
bet.
broadcasting.
Yeah, see now facing the raise. You know, I don't. You can't even hate the over bet because
14 days off the sauce.
all in.
Oh,
Congrats, man. You needed it.
Oh, that is our Yeti cooler of the night.
What a turn. What a
he
turn.
looks right at the camera. Wow.
Wow. Way to go, Lottie. That's how you turn.
Just think not saying he did anything wrong, but if there was a bet on the flop, Lottie doesn't see that.
So you got a dose already?
Especially
Yeah,
Lottie.
yeah, that's true. That's true. You know, in his defense, though, he's thinking,
How to get more money from this. I got this
yeah,
all
I
locked
got
up.
this locked up. I mean, what the heck am I afraid of? I'm afraid of, like,
Pocket threes.
yeah, right.
That's it. And
Yeah, so he wants his opponent to catch up, maybe,
get a pair.
you know, or if he checks and they have an ace, if he gets that information, because they're probably going to start betting, right?
I'll win like 50% and more.
So
far I'm at 0. You're at 0. Yeah.
I mean, I can't fault him too much for checking. It's pretty much getting in any way you cut it when you flop ace king on an ace king 3 board and the flush misses.
Yeah.
These don't matter.
He called so fast too, y'all in, but he's already had like the pot was already pretty big at that point. Someone else has ace king. It's K Dog's turn. We talked earlier that we didn't see ace king. Now we're seeing it all over the place. Jeff wakes up with a big hand, although it looks like he's sulking a little bit.
Guess that's he's in disguise.
This is
Chris
classic.
is gonna overcall the 3.
Yeah, this is, I don't like that because
Now, Kevin has big incentive to raise, which he probably will.
6 raise, 350.
So it's 250. No, 350. Okay, good.
I think
Good
with
size.
Chris's hand, I could have just folded that.
Yeah.
Because you're kind of stuck in the middle. You're not suited and just, you're always in
Sometimes
last
you see
place.
a flop, but sometimes this happens, right? And life's hard. I mean, you got to fold now if you're Chris, but
For sure. And for Jeff, it's tough, right? Jacks have lost so many hands tonight. I mean,
yeah, I mean, it'll see as you get.
maybe
the
it's a
odds. I mean,
little
he's-
tight, but I would
he's
just
getting
call.
them.
I would just
Well,
call.
no, K-Dog has 1.7.
Are you just doing a cleanse cam?
It's
Or
tough.
like,
This is
Now, Chris, it says he's only got 424, so I think he's going to go all in here. And there's that shallow of a stack.
well, it's kind of either or, right?
Yeah.
You
Can't. Well, yeah, you definitely can't call. It's funny because
yeah.
Chris
Yeah,
had
I
some
don't-
of
I
his
don't like
outs.
that fold. I mean, I'm obviously I'm a tighter player, but I probably would have done the same. I mean, it's just
So
like
4-bet?
looking at-
Yeah.
Huh?
Go 4-bet.
Yeah,
I haven't
given
gone longer
the,
than a day without
the action there.
Well, he's going to get a massage here.
Sometimes he has ace king, but that's literally.
We
the
talked
worst
about that
hand.
earlier, right? Yeah, 1 out of 3 times
But
he has
like,
ace king, so it's not
have a problem with it usually.
not really worth it.
Wait,
1 out
so
of 4,
what was
really.
it about the
1 out of 4
podcast that made
times.
you feel like inspired?
Let's make sure we tease him about it.
Oh yeah, he's. Yeah. If he hears this, he'll know we think it was fine. But when we walk out there,
I changed my mind. That was pretty nitty and embarrassing fold there by Jeff.
What a nit.
Jeff's got a nice little 10-7 there. William with 6s again. He likes it. Did William raise this?
You're
Or
like, man, I
did he
keep
just call the
punching in
thing?
these big pots. It's gotta be the booze.
Well, 5's raised. 10-7 is going to call.
Yeah,
So
good hand for
5,
Jeff.
10-6-5 would
For
be
me
nice.
now, as I'm getting older, it mostly affects my
Fives.
sleep.
Of course, an ace.
Like, there's like a tipping
Yeah, so
point
nobody
where if I have more than
just in
that,
love
like
with it.
allotted amount that's okay, I will wake up after like exactly 5 hours, and it doesn't matter
I
if
really
I
like
went to bed
Magic
at 3,
C-bet.
I'm up at
He's the
8,
pre-flop aggressor, so he's in position. These guys
It's gonna take
can't
it.
really
Look at
call.
that.
But yeah, like I mean, I much prefer to just like have a scotch and like.
It's like one of those things we were talking earlier about donk leading.
Right? 'Cause it's like
Even if
it's
William
kinda
or Jeff had an
feel
ace, they check
buzz,
there to induce that kind of play.
then it doesn't
Yeah.
So you make more money that way. So typically when someone improves in their early position, they'll go ahead and just bet that ace.
Yep. So that's why
Gotta play him hard.
it's hard to balance donk. Can be done.
There's some chatter here about Chris is all in with ace king. And the 6s, yeah, I agree. If he does bet the flop, we kind of talked about that earlier, he does get the 6s go away. But there are some reasons why you want to keep some players around. some hands around. So I don't really fault Chris at that. Let's not beat him up.
Tracks
He's
like a bunch of body metrics, and
he's
basically
already
everything that
down
I
a
do
few here.
on routine is like negligible,
Comment
except for
in the
drinking.
chat.
It's,
I
like,
know that dealer.
highly negative.
Yes, you
recording.
definitely know that dealer. That is Carolyn, super producer. She has been commentator many times.
That $10.
You got it. You show him.
Drinking is the thing that I don't do. I eat a lot, and I don't exercise a whole lot.
You don't snort anything, you said?
I don't snort anything. That's a good thing, too.
Look, Anderson's waving in the chat.
Doing steps in this
Having
summer,
fun
but I
yet,
managed
he
to suck
says.
that up.
You were supposed
He must have taken a bathroom break or something.
Do a whole bunch of walking.
He'll jump in. Him and William jump in when they're on the stream. They also jump into the chat as well. You'll see a lot of that from those guys. They make it fun, interactive there.
He and
You guys
Lottie.
want to start the 20 straddle?
Man, I
Lottie's already
started-
been in the chat a few times.
Oh,
like
turn
for
it
the
on
rest
in the
of the night, or
bathroom.
do you in orbit, or when
Power
you come?
hour. I'm gonna put the 20
Power
on.
hour.
Yeah, sure.
20 done.
Why no?
Give the people what they want.
You're on a hand 74. Kind of picked up the pace just a little
What's an
bit,
example?
so
Like, what's another topic that this guy
probably
covered?
getting in the 90 range. Pretty good.
Queen 10 person.
Ooh,
4.
I said, does someone have a 7?
Okay.
No.
Oh, I thought I saw.
So
Someone
his,
folded
like,
a 7.
stick or his, like,
Yeah.
whatever genre is, like, self-improvement? Is that fair, or?
Yeah,
From Anderson.
Or just like science, just like science how.
Robert's going to call this. Interesting.
Okay.
episode on ADD, like how it works, the mechanisms in the brain.
I guess he just thinks he can take it away on a later street if.
Yeah, it
Anderson
doesn't
doesn't
make a
have
lot of
anything.
sense, right? And it might be the wrong player to do that against, but
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I guess in some sense it is like centered around self-improvement type.
Robert's going to really bluff at this, I think.
Yeah,
I think
he's
Anderson's
gonna have
going
to,
to
right?
check.
So when
and-
Anderson checks here, which he's not going to do. He's targeting obviously lower pocket pairs, things like pocket fives.
Something they could call the
Maybe
flop
an
and not
H.
raise, yeah. He's going to have to re-raise this, like big.
If he wants to win anyway. Yeah, yikes.
Wow, he does re-raise it.
And
That's
now
at least
Anderson's-
500, right? Yeah, 500 off. I don't mind if Anderson folds here, but you can't put Robert on an ace because he didn't. You know, if you hit an ace, if you had an ace and you called the flop and you hit an ace, you're going to bet that turn.
Right.
Almost
For sure.
100%. I mean,
So it's not an ace, right? He's
it's
either
not an
repping-
ace, right? And
he's
it's
repping
a
something
7 or nothing,
monstrous
right?
Or a 7.
That's what he has, a 7 or nothing.
Or a flush. It could be a flush, right?
Could be a flush.
A really passively played flush draw.
But, you know, flush is really tough there because of that 7. So I think he's really repping that 7. $350 to win $975. I think you can find a call here.
Wow. Big call. Big call by Anderson. Jeez. I mean, that's Anderson poker right there, man. I could have made that call. I'll tell you that. Of course, I probably wouldn't have bet the river in the first place, and I would have called.
I would have called the
I would have just called the
$300.
bet, right? But that's me making less money than Anderson just did.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, if you're Anderson, you
No, I
definitely
had
can't
the
fold
7.
there.
I didn't open my button with it. I just gave it right
But
away.
that's max value there for our Mr. Anderson.
What a beast.
It's an animal.
You know, you wonder, you never know all the things that factor into these players' decisions when they're on the table. And we sit here in the booth and commentate on it.
Yeah.
It's easy for us to speculate about what they're thinking about the board and the cards, but there's, you know, we're missing like a third to maybe a half of the information that they're using to make their decisions. Having played with the people before, conversations at the table, watching the player and their movements and things like that. I mean, when you're a really good player like Anderson, you're actually looking at those things, you know. certainly not every player here is doing that. I mean, in the establishment, a lot of these players probably are. But
We've got some,
You
didn't mean to
know,
cut you off. We've got some big hands here.
oh yeah, massive.
So that's a 160. So pocket kings. We have an all in. Cameron's with a pocket pair. He's not going to call this.
Yeah, so my parents had a cabin out by Los Alamos. So
Just like in the Amex or
yeah, so we used to go to the
Yeah, with his stack, it's you can't just call.
I always offer to go twice. It's up to you. I don't care. Whatever.
Longmire was up there. I mean, a bunch of shit over the years has been filmed there. That's the most like one of the most recent like big hits. Yeah. But Easy Rider was all up there as well.
I have one. Oh, king. I was going to say, put a 10 or a jack out there.
That's not
like, yeah, it was crazy. It's different.
Well, they're going to run it twice here. I see a jack.
Weather's a little harsh though.
It can be, that's for sure.
Ways to go.
How long were you up there?
So I
Does
lived
he
in
have
Los
the ace of
Alamos
diamonds?
as
Or the king of
well.
diamonds? No, because here's the king of diamonds. So.
Yeah, like 4.5.
His only out is
Jack or an ace.
ace.
Moved here with an ace.
Oh, I thought he had ace jack. He had ace queen.
Yeah, so I met for
My apologies. That was.
GG, man.
The 0% thing.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Taking it down.
Yeah, I think that's going to be it for Robert. That might be like 4K down.
So Santa, yeah. So
Nope. Buying back.
Albuquerque and Santa
Came
Fe
ready to play.
are kind of like.
I drove through Albuquerque.
Okay, so yeah, it's still like northern New Mexico, but it's pretty close to the center of the state. And then
We're betting on 500.
north of that is like a bunch of wilderness and small
Boring
towns.
game. I got a V clip of 20%,
Spared
man.
20. You got spared. Because I inherited the big blind.
Wait,
I had the 20 on the last hand, but C9 is gone, so I'm the
I
big
wanted to
blind
see how
instead
strong
of the
you
10.
were.
makes sense.
I already told you
You
what I
could just
had.
go straight to 20.
You're stronger if you were flipped, so 18 or 18.
He said ace king. He said ace king.
Roll here is at least a...
He might be lying.
It's fine. That works out.
I already told you I had a set of fours on there.
Yeah, I saw
Los
it. I saw
Alamos
it.
is kind of interesting to get to because there's a couple pathways. The speed limit goes by 5. There's the curve around some of the in areas. That's what it is? Bandolino?
See it on live stream?
Bandolier.
Bandolier, there you go. There's one turn.
Oh, he is.
If
There
you're
is.
anything bigger
Yeah,
than
live.
you can't make it.
Well, K-Dog's got himself a playable
And
hand.
there's like elk in the middle of the road, so gotta watch out for that too.
Are you on the list, Blake?
For this?
Yeah,
Oh, for after?
for this.
No.
Oh, okay. I saw you on there yesterday.
Well, I was, and then when you asked me to commentate, I
see.
told Kristen, hey, I'm gonna do that, so I won't be in the game.
Wait, in Mexico or New Mexico? Oh, okay, okay.
Original.
I'm not sure if we'll get that seat filled. I know when I went out there, we had 4 or 5 1-2 tables going.
Who are we talking about?
What do you?
A seat here?
Yeah,
Who's the seat?
Robert.
Cozumel, probably one of the stops on the TCH.
Oh.
March, I don't know.
He just got felted by Anderson.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I thought I saw him buying back in. I guess I'm wrong.
No, she called for a seat open.
Smarthouse.com for complete details.
Oh, I missed that.
Good work.
I'd say you nailed it.
This is almost professional.
You were asking because I might go out there, huh?
I was.
Well, I'll finish. I'll finish
Finish
the
this.
duties here and then maybe sneak out there for a couple hours after the stream. All right, Magic. Get himself a little bit of a hand.
It's a nice little squeeze opportunity. Is that what he's electing to do here?
Sadly, he's going to get promptly through.
I've never seen Jack so many times.
I know.
Or big pocket pairs.
A lot of jacks.
A lot of aces today, kings.
Maybe I ran too slow. Where I was
Deep enough. I'll call.
Well, so
It depends on what part of that picture.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's probably a good part.
See, one heart.
Just not the part that I exited onto.
it's like everything.
Nope.
It's not a bad
Straight
flop.
draw. Yeah,
That is not a bad
The
flop.
rough
Be too
parts are
upset.
pretty rough.
I'm not going away this street.
One of the top 2 or 3 most expensive private schools in the U.S.
Yeah,
He
it's-
checks.
there's
He's
a lot of,
allowing Magic a free card, and now that's going to improve his equity
Wow.
there.
Yeah, now Magic.
Now he's really not
liking
going
his
anywhere.
hand.
He might even like to bet here.
Yep.
He is.
Half pot.
It's nothing really too scary though for Cameron. I could even see him raise here. He's just going to call.
Good, but now that's trouble for
Kind of like Long Island.
Cameron.
Strong Island?
It's probably just going to go bet call.
Yeah, well, with me,
Wow.
it's too expensive.
He overbets the pot.
I kind of like it.
Well,
Although his image
looking
is,
at the cards, I mean, it's a phenomenal bet.
I kind of like it because
I guess he just
it
knows
looks like a
anything
bluff.
worse than a hand like this is going to fold to any bet, so you might as well.
Yeah. If you make it 400, 300, I don't see Cameron calling. The board's really connected too. A 3 beats him.
I see a billboard
So
reminding people that the feds don't do parole. You know you're driving through a hole.
Really puts Cam in the blender.
People have to be reminded that, like, I guess, like gun crimes or drug crimes or whatever. I forget what crime they were referencing specifically, but like, hey, feds don't do parole, guys.
What a
So don't commit any
what a
federal
perfectly exploitive bet.
What a billboard.
crimes. Yeah.
I definitely think he could find a fold here.
I mean, if he does
it's
find
just-
a fold, it's
Oh, he does
yeah,
call.
Yeah. Ugh, look, he almost turned it over. He's like, oh, I can beat that.
Ace high? Ace 4? I got it.
yeah. I can beat a 4.
You can't really blame him, right? I mean,
No, not at all.
Carolyn,
Not at all.
we completed our list. I,
mean,
don't have anybody on there,
certainly
but
standard
I got a few people
as
that are
played
on
is
the
to
waiting
call
list,
the
that's
bet,
supposed to be
but
coming in.
the only thing that tanked him out was the overbet nature, right?
yeah. And I think Ace 10 can make that same play as well. The value? I don't know. I just, you only had 300,
Seat one, right?
some change in the pot.
I inherited the big blind when he busted.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I had Queen 10 raise his straddle when I called the 500, and then I busted
Yeah,
the
he
next
was the
hand.
straddle. If you inherited the big blind, then he didn't miss it. That's the logic behind it.
Well,
He
you,
would have been
You're right,
the
he was
hand
double
of the
straddle.
column.
Yeah.
I'd say that's hand of the night for
Because he was
Magic.
the 20 on the Queen.
What a hand.
Fun's good, fun's good.
The 10 on the Ace Queen to kings.
He bet that really fast, though, and aggressive.
20.
You think he could have got away?
alcohol abuse, just making
It looks strong. I mean, a lot of times players can do that and not be strong, of course, yeah, for sure. But given the fact that he only had 300 something in the pot,
7.
now he's going to lose another 1,000. I don't know. It's a tough spot, right? You really have to put him on his just a bluff.
Yeah.
See
Well,
the,
and the player profile of Magic, I mean, how many times have you seen him overbet bluff, right? It's hard to.
I've never, I mean, not on the river, and he started betting when that flush draw came in, right?
one of the biggest falls out there.
But he had an overpair, so I
Believe in you.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's a blender spot for sure. For
I don't know why I really wanted to pay a small blind twice.
Because I didn't think I was a small blind at that moment. And one of these days, I'll actually follow
see
through
some
on
really big hands here
That's
tonight.
not ripping
Well,
the
you already-
Flops
seven.
are better, Chris does.
Not like when I ripped the 7-2.
No, he didn't. He actually got second
That's
pair.
also quite.
4 checks.
Actually, no, I bluffed my tournament wife on the Tulsa final table.
Nice. Definitely got to be good to bluff the
We weren't on the
tournament. You
river.
can't wait
Yeah,
for
this
cards
is
to
about
match.
an
We weren't
open
on the
ender
river,
here.
so it was a semi-bluff. Like, it wasn't a total airball, but it was a bluff.
He's got the king of diamonds too.
It was never turning.
4 bets, 150.
Jeff's got to let it go, yeah. Hard to call with fifth pair, even if it looks like a bluff.
Yeah, and it was a semi, yeah, for sure. That board was connected all over the place.
Right.
21.
Did you ever go down to the heel?
Take a look at the chat. We're talking about do you play any fantasy football?
I don't. Do you?
I do. I am
Las Cruces and all that.
a fanatic
Are you?
about football and fantasy football.
White sand.
That's my favorite sport by far. I mean, I played soccer in college.
Yeah, I went to
All
Las
that.
Cruces
That's probably
for,
my
like,
best sport, but football was
weekend or
my
whatever. That was an interesting
my number one
sport.
sport.
It's just like,
I played high school football. And
barren.
I wasn't very good,
Nothing out there. But
but
then you go
yeah.
west
So I play like
like,
the DraftKings and then I have fantasy
100 miles
leagues
or
and
whatever,
stuff
and
like
it's just
that.
like
Yeah, I love it.
cool.
Almost as much as poker.
Almost.
Almost.
No, I love that.
I don't really win in fantasy football.
We lived in the
I played one game.
lived in the high
You know, you've heard of DraftKings, right?
Yeah, I've heard of
I
it.
played. I played it every week. I probably play like $500 to $1,000 a week. I gamble that much.
Oh, wow.
Just in, yeah. And I won like $12K in one game. I still didn't make money for the year.
Oh my
Still
gosh.
lost. But
Well, it's a tough game.
Pretty addictive. They just mentioned someone just did their fantasy draft. Joined us. Thank you for joining us.
Maybe get them to a
I have
place
about
of mine.
20 different teams.
Master plumber, electrician, and HVAC, so he did all that work.
That's pretty cool.
All right, we're coming down to the last 40 minutes or so.
Everybody's good.
Hoping to get to 100 hands here. That's going to be a challenge.
1 4.
See, I'm seeing a double strat almost every time now.
King of clubs, 6 of spades.
Jeff elects to limp with the king 8 of hearts. It's interesting.
These are all worthy opening hands here, except for the 5-2.
Really interesting.
Okay, diamonds and hearts. I see it. Jack of hearts.
Well, we got an open ender for Aaron.
Runner, 6.
We've got second pair,
5 bet 50.
and Jeff has just a backdoor flush.
So Aaron actually,
Heads up.
did he lead out? I guess he did. I guess that's what you do when it's a limp pot, 4 ways.
I think Kevin's got K-Dog has got he knows he's ahead now with that check on the turn. I think Aaron's just going to give this up.
You win.
So we have Patton from Arizona. I think that's the right. You're saying you just logged in. You want to know what the mask is? Seriously? What mask are we referring to? We're referring to Magic's face mask?
20 now?
Yeah.
It's your idea, so I think you're probably off.
I grew up a little bit of all over, but I went to high school in
20 is
Durango.
off.
Well,
And then, do you know the Grand Junction?
the
West
masks
Coast?
have
So,
lingered long after
where I went
COVID, and I've got to think a lot of it is related to
high school in Durango.
not wanting to give away tells at the poker table. Wouldn't you say that's the case for some of these people?
Definitely didn't hurt.
Yeah, right.
It doesn't hurt.
This is one of my favorite games, like,
I just
ever. I want land in between.
don't like
Pagosa
wearing a
and
mask. I wore the mask for a year and a half straight.
Wolf Creek. Yeah.
I never got COVID. My wife got COVID. She travels all the time. My wife got COVID, and she was in the same house with me. I mean, she stayed home because she couldn't work, and I never got COVID.
Wow. Well, you're lucky. I've had it twice.
Really?
2
I had the
times.
booster. I had all the shots, but How did
Well,
that
I
feel?
did too, but I got it anyway, by gosh.
There's a couple
Breakthrough
of good restaurants
impressions
now,
are
too.
a thing.
We went to that liquor store that's right next to
Cameron taking it down with an aggressive
Evan Williams.
3-bet.
He's got to make up that $1,000 he just lost.
Yeah,
To
right.
Magic.
Got a little bit back out of Magic.
Oh, now it's sorry. It's
Still
all
up.
coming together to me why you quit drinking because that's the kind
Well, he improved a little bit. He'll need to play every hand.
Yeah, see, if he was drinking some good Blanton
Yeah,
or whatever,
exactly.
he'd never give it up.
Probably true.
Okay, sorry.
Oh, no, Evan Williams destroyed that guy.
But yeah, it's a cozy little mountain town and yeah, some fun shit to do up there. Beautiful hiking. But yeah, just going there, sitting in the hot springs and putting a few drinks down. Oh, amazing. Have you been to the other one? Sorry, I'm getting my wires crossed. No, how about Buena Vista? Hot Springs there?
Who doesn't love Queen Jack of Diamonds? He's going to come in for a raise for sure. He's probably going to make it beefy, I would imagine. And he does. He makes it 125. That's a little.
It's a little mid-click. Mid-clickety click.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you go west and then south.
I hate Cameron calls this. It's a
First
fun
you go
hand to play,
west,
right?
Over through Fairplay,
Yeah, for a min-click.
South Park City, whatever.
Why not?
And then you hit Buena Vista.
And outflops him in a big way.
There you can
Although,
Oh, this is going to be interesting.
from over that direction. So that was the route that I would always go, rather than go to I-25.
Oh, man, that's nice. Especially coming down on I-25 South. Going through Santa Fe.
man. So obviously K-Dog going to bet this with the flush draw. Now Cam has a decision whether to call or raise. He just calls.
I think he's got
I've done that drive
free
before.
reign.
Yeah, because there's freaking deer everywhere.
With
that come out.
improvement to a pair,
I've got plenty of speeding.
interesting to see what K-Dog's going to decide. Probably just bet his equity and bet again.
He's got to think he's pretty strong here, right? He does have a pair plus the second nut flush draw. That 6 is a little worrisome.
Okay, that was a misread. No way Cam folded a 6.
Oh, okay. I was about to say it.
That has to be a misread. Right? Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
I just got a message from Mr. Anderson. He did say that the banks were closed, so he could not need $2 bills.
Oh.
His normal $2 bills behind us. There was a question
That's
about
the
3 hours
Anderson
ago.
staple.
River fifth set. You didn't just fuck him up. What were you doing? Figured I could tilt the shit out of you.
Yeah, exactly.
It was a semi-block.
No, you're good.
It looks like we're still talking about the vaccines a little bit.
3 folds, 4 folds, 5 folds, 6 folds.
I had the double booster.
Oh, you did?
4 shots altogether, yeah.
Yeah, there was booster number 1 and then booster number 2, so you did them all. Well, better safe than sorry. Did you get sick at all when you got them?
The second one.
The second
The
booster?
second one. The first one, I didn't even feel it outside the arm. But the second one, the second shot, not the booster, I was not feeling chills, body. It was weird. Like for 2 days. I swear, I thought COVID would be easier.
Yeah.
But I've seen some people here at the card house get COVID, and a couple of them really were in the hospital for like 8 or 9 days.
Oh yeah, there were some
some
real horror stories.
Is it like a good chunk of land, or is it?
I'm no scientist. I'll defer to Aaron.
Yeah, right.
If the booster is worth it.
Okay. Yeah, I put that in my notes.
Eric says he's snagging a booster this weekend.
What's going on, man?
Oh yeah, 4 to a flush out there. Nobody has a diamond.
Hard for anyone to put any more money in here.
I hope William wasn't in the blind.
I also have a
Queen of diamonds kind of hard.
I have a flush.
He has a flush.
Well, he doesn't have 10 deuce. He has queen 10.
Oh, okay.
With the queen of diamonds.
All right, so that's it.
Wow. He could have gone for a little baby bet there, but
Yeah,
wouldn't have been called.
75, I guess. No, nobody's calling
I know
that.
I've done
All right,
something
Abhishek's
probably in
here,
that area.
seat
It's not
9.
far from here.
Oh, okay, Avishai is going to check into seat 9. So we'll have him for the last few
Two
minutes.
5, 10,
five.
20.
You're gonna be 5.
2, 5, 10, 20.
We've been putting on the,
Played with him a lot.
You have,
Oh yeah, I've played with Avishai a lot. You know,
Turn to the 10 again.
number 10.
he's
You know, work yourself out.
put a couple beats on me that had me
Well, no,
PTSD
you
pretty
missed
bad.
the 10 before. And you missed the 20.
I had one of those the other day. Had one of those Ace King 3 boards, except he had the set of 3s and I had the Ace King, and game over.
That's just one of those. You just
missed
that's
the
just
20
cool.
the
You
first
just you never folding top 2 like that. I guess you could.
Somehow I still found a way to
Probably good.
beat myself up about that one when it went, you know, bet, raise, re-raise,
Tournaments like
and then why am I jamming there? You know, it's like,
What's he? What am I trying to accomplish?
yeah, right. Yeah,
He's calling me with ace queen.
right. I don't see what I'm
Everybody's
doing.
All right,
Yeah,
3
that
raise
was,
60,
We'll call that a cooler.
4 raise 160, 5 fold, 6 fold, 7
So Dustin had
fold,
COVID in February.
8 fold.
Wasn't that bad? Yeah, some people it did affect some people.
I know,
and
I'm
some
just-
people it just kicked their butt.
Just talking very slowly so that you can catch up. Yep. And Chris raised to 160.
All right, Cam has a
And then it folds
Maybe
all
in
the way
here
around
it's
back.
suited.
Suited ace queen too. That's 10 times better than just regular. Chris raises.
One fold, two
I'm not in this spot. I'm not really a fan. I like the aggression. He's trying to win that pot now, but
Well, I don't think Cam's probably gonna try to do anything but call when his opponent only has $820, right?
yeah.
He could jam, but that seems unnecessary. And now he
Especially
has the
with
flush
that.
draw.
This is just like a king of or the jack of clubs would have been fun. I think that was a check. I'm not sure. Oh,
3 bet 75.
that is an ultra small bet.
Is there a lot of elevation game, or
No,
it's still pretty flat? Okay.
That seemed to be a pretty dismissive call.
Is there
I don't think probably any more money will go in.
No, there are some tails there if you wanted to.
Yeah, I'd say so.
That sounds-
I don't think there's going to be any move making here. I think probably bet fold would be my guess.
Yeah, I know Cameron probably picked up on that, but he could have. I mean, Chris could have just some small pair,
He's almost baiting him. He's almost trying to
trying to get him
induce.
to jam. Cameron doesn't beat much though.
Yeah, he
Gotta
himself
have-
is bluffing, so good price on the bluff.
And you said it's like right over by me.
Kristen says you guys do bye-bye.
Let's do it. Okay.
This is last one.
Anderson.
No,
No way.
I was gonna say, I have no idea what's happening, but
Okay.
But I'm okay with the top cut.
no, they're gonna do one now. I'll show you in.
K-Dog is making a battle back. He's only down 1.4.
All right. Bomb potted.
Hey, maybe that's a potential gimmick for the show.
Or get
Like we have-
ordered, you know.
Like we put some kind of randomizer, some kind of randomizer.
I know. I was like, I'm betting this fucking
Like every so
flop
often, you
straight.
never know
God
when
damn
it'll
it!
happen.
Why
Yeah,
am I
like,
doing
"Ooh,"
this?
and I'm in first position, like I can't bet, I can't do anything but call.
Kevin, can you just set your cards there? Chris, just leave them. You don't have to move them.
Yeah, okay, easy.
Abhishek, can you just.
Marilyn taking charge of the table, instructing the players
There
how
we
to get their
go.
cards read.
I would rock in.
And we still don't see. All right.
All right, bomb
We're in a
pot.
straight flush draw on the table right now.
The hand you want.
What?
Pocket
3-4
deuces or pocket
diamonds.
sixes. 3-4 of diamonds, pretty fantastic.
We do see 3-4 with the blocker.
Wow.
Too bad you can't play one card. 'Cause,
Yeah.
he has the 4 of diamonds.
Check. 9 check. 1 check. 2 check. 3 check. 4 check. 9 bets 9.
Do you have any club flushes? Amazingly.
Aaron's got top set on 1.
8.
It's not bad. I do a really poor job at
Oh, there we
reading
go.
these.
Chris has a crummy club flush.
No, he doesn't. Oh, Chris does, yeah. I thought that was you moving.
No.
Havisham. I was like, that's not just 1 club.
That's the best hand up top right now.
Yeah, but I don't think Aaron's going anywhere. Oh, he's the one that bet. Right. Yeah, it's
He
Chris
is
and
gonna
Aaron
call.
again. Who's got the bottom? Well, pocket kings, jacks, ace, deuce, 9.
I
Yeah,
think he takes it with kings, right?
yeah. Bottom is king.
I mean, I've got a good hand, but I know it's not fucking worthy of like
Let's see.
putting more chips in.
Flush on
9-4,
top.
yeah.
Pair of kings on the bottom.
It's like, can it please be good
Wow.
on the bottom? And it
I
is.
had it straight on the bottom, but no diamonds.
Yeah, I was like,
naked ace of
everybody
clubs.
check in. I'm gonna try to win.
Oh, we have Mr. Pratt. He's asking, who's your partner in the booth? It sounds like Blake. It is not Blake. It is optimized. You can't call him
Naked
Blake.
ace of clubs with no diamonds and a straight on the
David, you
bottom.
can call me Blake.
Good job. We got him. We got him.
Good to see you, Mr. Pratt. Now, he's got a great voice.
All right.
He does.
I mean, it's amazing.
Well, there's a
Does not
reason
match
he's
his face.
commentated Many, many times. Hey, now.
He's got a great
Needling on the
needling
internet.
him. Well, he's not here, so I don't have to worry.
Ooh, here we go.
Hard to defend.
540.
Yeah,
So this is when we get
Oh,
unless he says I'll be right over.
Just make
and it does.
get absolutely insane.
He could text me. He could.
Oh, I'm sure he will.
Not yet.
Yeah, he's commentated
Only
many
Aaron.
times. He's a
I would only ever harass Aaron.
he's a great commentator. Really great voice for commentating.
Fair.
Yes, if I was him, I could go back and listen to myself, but
Fold, not fold.
he says he fully supports remote noodles. Don't worry, when I see you in person, I'll be super nice.
Yeah,
That's the kind of
that's balance. That's balancing.
balancing out my needling.
Yeah.
$80?
How are we not sponsored by Taco Bell yet?
I really thought Cameron played well tonight.
We should be sponsored by a lot
Well,
of
yeah.
things,
Except that those jacks, you can't really blame him for that. It looked like a bluff, right?
Heads up.
but I
Yeah,
get
that was
the
a
5-layer burrito.
tough spot.
That's my favorite.
Beefy 5 layers.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
got,
that's a
like,
spot though.
queso, sour cream beef.
I think probably that's one where he'll go, you know, maybe I could have found that.
Yeah, given the fact he only had the 300 in there or something like that, and who the player is.
So hard not to call
You
that.
can go over there and spend like $15 and then be like, oh,
15 bucks.
I'm $15 for the Taco Bell will fuck me up. I'll be too
I'm a big guy.
fair. But yeah, I sort of tap out at. I think my usual.
You know,
order
Mr.
is
Pratt,
$10.
I'm the nice
Always
one
like
in the
3
booth.
pennies coming back. I'm like,
I keep getting excited that I'm gonna get like good
said-
products.
He is the 34th best player in the world. That is true.
It's actually 32nd.
Wasn't it 32nd?
Yeah, I think it's 32nd.
I'm not sure. I thought it was 32nd, but
32nd best.
it is
30
30.
best, David.
It was 32nd, dude.
Power hour.
That's even better, I guess.
Yes.
Why are you late to me?
Now with
Just
twice
making
the
sure
power.
I'm keeping up with what's going on.
Unfortunately, he will never shave that mustache or cut the mullet off now. He's known for that.
Dylan, here's 2 ahead of time.
I'm going to grow a mullet.
Oh,
We have 84 hands. That's more than I thought we had. We still have 20 plus minutes.
40 is on Kevin
Thinking,
Murray.
we're not going to get to 100, but we'll be in the 90s
All
for
right.
sure.
6 fold, 7 fold, 8 fold.
We'll stop here at 10, is that right? Or okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
David says he finished 32nd, but there are 2 players I rank higher.
1 raise, 200.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
He ranks higher. Okay.
2
Well,
fold, 3 fold.
a couple of, I guess, select cash game players or something.
playing like 2000s or so.
All right, Avishai, will he call with the
Yes.
very speculative?
Well, that's a lot, right? You have to smash that flop. You can't just hit one pair on that. You got to have like some sort of combo draw on the flop or two
Problem is
pair.
his stack size, right? Like, if,
Yeah.
I mean, if he had $10,000, Lottie had 10,000. You know, it's a no-brainer. But
I mean, he's better than he should be right now, right? He's like 40%.
Yep.
And so, take a look at the fight. That's over now.
It's going to be a wrap.
We already put it on, man. Don't take it away after we already did it. You posted $800.
Yeah, this is a fold. Wow, David rolled at 76. I don't know how you got so many loyalty points. I have like 7. I have like 30 loyalty points.
It's a holiday too.
And I watch every stream and hit the like. You get more points.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm not doing it. I'm just kidding.
All right, 45.
Dude, if you actually didn't do it, I'd be like,
Not to mention
what have you
gambling.
done with the Anderson that I know?
Get to work.
That would be legendary.
Thanks for getting in there, Kev. I'm out.
He racks up more than 20 even.
I almost had Anderson in the booth once. But he doesn't make any money on it, so. You got to call that, Mr. Lottie. It's a premium.
You don't want any more K-Dog dollars?
I do want.
You bring it, dog.
Well, David, take over my account for me. Get me to at least 1,000 points.
200.
Aaron raises to 200. It's a strong move here.
Yeah, that is a strong move.
I feel like he's picking on him a little bit.
I had a good one.
Little bit.
Definitely worth
Although he did have the better hand. And then he shows.
Interesting.
Fuck, it's 50. 50's on.
Okay.
Here we go. Big
10,
shooter.
20, and
All right.
50.
We are now playing
Another one in there. Let's
a
see.
2, 5,
Area
10,
51.
20, 50.
If that's the case, Kevin, you should be 25.
No limit hold'em game.
You don't gotta.
No, I ain't playing that shit.
This is not your average 2-5 game.
No.
It's not your.
When you saw 2-5 on the thumbnail, you were fooled. This is far from.
50's on.
Yep, Carolyn is professional. She knows everything, and I think she's got that personality to keep everybody in line.
Yep.
keeps the cards moving.
Did Jeff folded Queen Jack suited under the gun. Now Lottie knows what he's got to do. Here we
So
go.
he's got to make it kind of big, given the fact that there are players behind him still. He's got like 4 players behind him.
Right.
I'm thinking like 175, 200.
Flex 3x,
So it goes.
but
Yeah.
it's 3x the straddle, not 3x the pot, right?
That was a lot of players to try to get through.
And
It's
Anderson,
almost going to work.
ooh. And for Anderson, trying to figure out whether he's going to call or
Well, defending
raise this.
Given the fact that it's William, I don't think you can raise.
I am contemplating.
Right.
But now, if you don't raise, you just call. You're just set mining at this point.
Right.
And
right.
that nines are just too powerful, too big of a hand to do that with. Because William still can do this with ace queen, ace king, something like that. What Anderson doesn't want to see, doesn't know it, is the low cards on the flop.
Right. Which this is not. Although,
Neither player like that.
if Anderson somehow wins this with some kind of pure aggression, I'll be really impressed. Watch if he starts betting here, which he probably will. Of course, now Lottie's definitely going to call a straight.
Yeah, he's going to definitely call.
I wonder if another barrel would ever get it done against Lottie. Well,
Well,
this
now
is
this
an
is,
interesting one. Now it's
yeah.
definitely not.
So they both are boats here. I know Williams going through all the hands that he could have bet the turn with, and king was one of them, right? King, queen, something like that.
King's full.
Nice hand, sir. Nice hand.
Yeah, that's
It's like a big pot, $1,300
to-
pot, drag
Like the
towards
best
queen.
card in the world I could see.
I felt pretty good about that card too. It's like, okay, I can easily call here.
40?
yeah. See, he just said when he saw that king, he knew he could easily call there. So therefore, had it not been a king,
Probably
I
lost
wonder how that would have played out. Anderson might have bet again. I mean, if it was like a deuce, a blank,
Yeah,
Anderson bets again. I wonder if ever
Imagine you flopping over
thought
here.
he'd fold there.
I almost 3-bet you pre, too.
That would not have gone well for you.
Yeah, I know.
540.
And here we are. 5, 10, 20, 50, 40. 5, 10, 20, 40.
Fold.
It's
oh, it says
You know,
40.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can only even put the 3 blinds on here. This is getting to be a pretty big game.
Yellow belly.
7 calls.
Checking good.
3 players.
So we have a limp pot here.
Try now. Good.
So we have a really monotone board here. Don't see Avishay's. He does have second pair effectively. He's probably going to bet at this. Something small. You don't need to bet big. He's going to go big.
He's going to go very big.
Shows you what I know. You get the same information either way.
If his other card is a 7, that's going to make a lot more sense.
That's true, yeah.
Which I'm beginning to suspect that's it, or a 9.
He didn't raise pre-flop though.
I
Maybe
think
he
he has
doesn't.
2 pair or better. That's my wager.
Little
without seeing the other
9-7,
card.
little 9-7 suited.
Could be 9,
9-7
7 or
offsuit.
pocket 7s. That's my wager.
I don't know if I can put a 7 in his range. I know I can see it.
He's going to bet big again.
Anderson does call with a gut shot.
Look at this.
Yeah.
Look at this. Well, 8 of hearts would be,
Well, he's also got the straight flush draw, right?
yeah.
So an 8 of hearts would, yeah, you're right, would be, oh, he hits the flush.
It's a flush, but that's if Avi doesn't have a set, which would be a boat now.
He's going to donk lead.
Well, Avi's about to tell us exactly what he has without even seeing his cards. Let's find out. Oh, he did not have a set. Probably 9-7.
Thank you.
Well, David, I have played that several times, especially when there's chases on the table, and
Let's see, how many is that? Is that 9?
That's everybody.
1, 2, 3. That's all 9. Okay.
that's
Okay,
it.
good for-
Everybody -1, I think.
yeah.
The 1 is me. I was like,
Got
no,
it.
think I'm not putting the 640 in.
The nitty button. It's not putting the 640.
40, hobby?
All right, 40's on. Jeff, can you scan your cards, please? See one fold.
I think it was down there. Or was it the front maybe?
C3 raised 135.
You always tell me.
You ever been to a crowd
So
ring?
Cam's going to raise Jack 8 suited to 135 over the straddle. Now Avi's going. I think
I think he's
have
pushing here.
one move.
down. His
Nope.
family's owned it for yeah, Krause's awesome. So it's just like this water like sort of cascades down, pools up, and you like
And C2 overs.
like that.
Well, I guess that was a
Yeah,
good
like
call. Well, Cameron's not calling it
where you
all
go
in.
all the way down to the
Pre-flop,
floor,
yeah.
We don't know what Chris had.
and float around.
Oh, Chris is
There's
awesome.
room for 80 people, 100 people, whatever. All
That's
these
why I
people, like,
thought
floating around, probably more than
Jam.
That well, Jam would
Oh, what is it?
probably would have been the more preferred.
Bring the cooler with
Okay, here, so Chris doesn't have an ace. He would have bet back. So Cameron has the best hand so far. And now Avashay is going to like the.
That's, I mean,
gonna bet.
perfect when it's 105.
Let's see.
From Cameron's perspective, I think it's reasonable that Avashay has an ace here, right? He's going to just check the flop
There's like a company
and
or
then
whatever
bet his
that'll,
ace.
like,
And that's what a lot of people do
with,
when they're not the pre-flop
or, like,
aggressor.
drive you
Yeah.
up with 20,
But he's
flip
just
back
thinking,
down to
150 and a 400. I can call with second pair here.
Get in, and they'll pick you up at the other end and take you back over here. We used to have
So only one good news is Avashay blocks King 10.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't the or Queen 10. Oh, it's a
checks,
king on
checks
the.
through, and Cam has the best hand.
Oh,
Hell yeah, you are.
40 is on.
Hashtag power hour.
somehow Jack 8 is the best hand there.
I'm putting the 40 on, chat. You better hit that like button.
Look right into the camera and Lincoln's hand.
I don't know.
That's
We're
the
probably on that camera.
tough hand to just call with, and then you see 2 overs, and hard for the hand to not be over,
Yeah, I mean, Cam does not see a flop if he jams there.
way.
40.
And
I mean,
the way Chris folded so quick, he wouldn't have either. So
Yeah, they're all together.
that was probably the pathway to victory for Avi.
125.
King of clubs, queen of hearts for Magic. Opens to 125. This game's just gotten bigger and bigger as we go along. Now the opens.
it's going to be a 4-bet here.
$125. 4-bet from.
Well, I like the sizing though. I really
Small,
like the
small.
sizing. This gives Aaron an opportunity to get away from it if he gets 5-bet. This is really good for me. If he just calls this, which he's going to, and he knows Ace King is pretty
Best
good
hand.
here. Yeah.
Right. Best hand, best.
So good sizing there for Aaron.
Yeah. So this is not really
Helping
just,
anybody.
flop you're in love with if you have Ace King. Well, really, either player's hand.
Yeah, since there was a 3-bet, you can't expect anybody that board to help them. But typically, it would favor Magic.
That is a very chunky bet.
Aaron is now the leader. An almost 3K profit for him. We're at 93 hands. I was hopeful for 100. I haven't seen that in a while, but don't think we're going to quite get there.
Maybe not quite.
Because I was told we were in the 90s.
Have you floated to San Marcos or yeah?
Yeah, sometime.
Pocket sixes for Cam. And he's first to act, so he's going to raise him up 150, it looks like. 125.
Yeah, we're definitely playing a different game right now.
Yeah, wildly.
This
wildly
is it feels like a 10-25 game, 25-50.
Suddenly the stacks look small.
I only have 5 big blinds.
Right. Take it down.
I don't know, David. I would think under 97.
All right, it's probably gonna be this one and then a bomb pot.
I'd take the under too.
So we're right? Yeah.
I'd put the line at 95.
That's 3 more
Unless you
hands.
guys don't want to do a bump.
Full line at 95.
Like this hand or next hand.
We might be able to squeeze 2 in. You guys are
Oh,
really
she said
bad.
squeeze 2 in.
He's got to get to. Lottie has to be at 20%. So he's played a few more hands, but it's more of a tease than anything.
Yeah, it's just a tease.
200.
I'm gonna get my wallet out. I'm ready to slide that $5 bill in there, Dante.
And to make sure we let Lottie know that I had faith in him. And
You should go collect from him.
Yeah.
Monster, like shit. Yeah.
go out there and use some harsh language. Aaron raising it up to 200. Like I said, it's only 4x 4x the blind. So
Heads up.
ace 9 calls. Kevin is K Dog has come to play.
Heads up.
At least this stack I'm playing for solves with ace queen.
Well, David, I have a prop bet here for Lottie if he can be above 20% VPIP, and it looks like I'm going to lose because I really counted on him. Aaron's down bet here. I like how K-Dog's taking his time here. It looks like he's got a decision to make, but he's really thinking about how do I bluff this. Oh, he's going to fold. Thought he was going to pull some massive bluff at the end of the stream here.
Thank you.
Once again, I have lost the prop bet. This looks like it's going to be our last hand. So we're going to end it with a bomb pot as per tradition. Again, $15 bomb pot. That may not sound like a big deal, but when you want to pot it on the flop, you're talking about $135, something like that. And then the repot is even more so. So I want to thank everybody that joined us tonight. I really appreciate it. Thank you for popping in and hitting that like button. I want to thank, we're not done yet, we have one more hand, but I do want to thank Blake for joining us, making it really fun. I didn't know him, and you guys always get to see him play. Now you get to kind of hear his thoughts on certain hands that we had. And we had some great hands tonight. We had some big hands. We saw all the big pocket pairs, lots of boats.
All right.
So it was a really lot of fun. I'm appreciative to be back in the booth.
You can
Thank
just
you.
leave it, let him sit on the scanner. You don't have to move him.
Although I don't have the voice, the velvety voice of David Pratt.
All right.
Well, we'll
I don't know how to do it.
All right. Jack 6-5.
Check. One check.
David left you a message here. So.
Lottie's got middle set.
Oh, I see his set there for Lottie. Plus he's got the
Top set for
He's got
Chris.
a gut shot too.
Chris is going to put some money in. Yeah, he already did. 50 bucks.
Jacks.
7.
Oh, wow. Look at that. Yeah, Lottie's loving life.
Lottie's got
He's
both
definitely-
boards
He
here.
definitely can't fold this street.
He may even elect to.
It's not a bad hand to repop.
I would think so.
although
Yeah, he's got the gut
that's-
shot and middle set. Plus he's got the nut flush draw.
Yeah.
I mean, what more do you need? I mean, I get those kind of hands probably once a set, maybe once every 2 sessions.
Fuck yes,
Once a set.
385.
Oh, he did repop. Wow. Great move.
Two fold, three
I
fold.
mean, the board is not there yet on any draws, so you know that Chris is already all in. It
Yeah,
looks
with
like, yeah.
Chris having so little behind.
K-Dog's got the
I wonder
second
if
nut, but
K-Dog
he lets it go.
This is
That's
probably
good. Yeah.
All right, we're heads up.
Oh, shit. So it's straight.
Wrap it up.
I got hearts, and I got a set of 10.
Oh, he could get scooped here though if a heart comes.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
I got backdoor straight.
You said wait, and then.
Now I got another set.
Oh, I hit clubs up.
got another set. He said.
Oh, it got there. Lottie got there with the nut flush.
Yep.
Boat with tens full.
Really not
There was
Chris's
the
night.
flush.
Really not Chris's
And
night.
it's still good.
Hands full.
Bottom.
Dirty, William, dirty.
Wow.
Oh, nice hand.
Wasn't a really big pot though,
Got a set, you got to run it.
but
Really,
And I got
I
back.
will
kind of
take it.
stinks to be Chris in that spot. You know,
All right, gentlemen, you guys
impossible not to put all your money on.
It's like one of these. He has the nuts. It's like having a straight.
Yeah.
He has the nuts. I mean, what do you?
Set up.
No one else can have that. No one else can have it. That top set there. So,
Live stream over.
Wow.
all right. I think that's it, right? All right. Again, thanks everybody. Thank you for joining us for our Monday game, and we will see you guys Thursday, and then we'll see you guys for our 2-5 game next Monday. Thanks again, buddy. Thanks, Kristen.
Yeah. Thank you guys.